Six on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen.
Shout out. Welcome back to 1 a.m. Man, I'm so excited today because we got the whole crew back in the building, man. Whole crew back in the building. Y'all give it up, man. We got Mo in the building. Of course, we got coming back after 2 long weeks away from the pod. Jelani is back in the building.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and just get ignorant out the gate. So I was thinking, just now, like when I heard that intro, like due to recent allegations, we might have to find a different rapper that beats women besides Playboy Cardi for the intro. So like if you have like a list of rappers who have domestic violence allegations who you like, just nominate them, we'll put them in a playlist, and then we'll swap them out for Cardi.
Hey, we can start with Not Like Us.
I mean, there we have it. We coming out the gate. We're on fire.
Cardi, the thing about Cardi, that was like, because Gio was calling Cap and everything, and she was defending him and stuff. But the thing about Cardi is he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt because he's had allegations for years now. It'll be different if that was his first allegation, and then like his girlfriend was like, "No, it's not. That's not true." But like he's had allegations for years, and it's just like you don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore, bro. It just is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, she probably don't want to say us saying her name, but I'll say it since it's just out there. The footage is out there. But Brandy, the cop footage is there, like of her kind of crying to the cops and recalling what happened and what's been happening with her at that time and stuff like that. For them having a child together, and I don't know. It's a lot, bro. It's just a lot.
Cardi figured out the formula that most celebrities kind of know about, which is like, if you're a celebrity and you get in like a scandal, all you got to do is just stay off social media for like a few weeks, and eventually like another celebrity's gonna get in trouble or it's gonna be another major news story. So yeah, he got the formula figured out.
That's all Tyler's doing.
That's the right decision. And so you gotta do is just fall back. If something else that happened, we'll be talking about somebody else in 2 days.
No, facts. Yeah, I felt like the whole situation with Tyler, I was having a conversation with some of my friends, and they were like, we were just discussing. I was like, bro, I think he cares, but at the same time, I think he's going to be fine. I think it's one of those things where I think he probably is like, yeah, like this backlash kind of sucks, but at the same time, he never seemed like a person that really cared like that. But that's what made Tyler, where it's just like, yeah, y'all can hate me for this, but I'm gonna still be me at the end of the day. And that's why I feel like but they did say he was deleting tweets. So on that note, I'm like, dang, I was going to say he never apologized for anything he ever did, which I still think he kind of stands on it to an extent. But some of them, I think he's like, all right, okay, I was wilding, But at the same time, he ain't never came out and been like, I'm so sorry for who I was. And I don't see him ever doing that. Like, honestly, I wouldn't want him to do that because I feel like that's who he is, Like, if he was to come out and do that, then I'm like, bro, this man, I guess he getting too much money now.
Yeah, it'd be like he got soft.
Yeah.
But he like you said, there's been plenty of times where they've done this with his old tweets, like how people pointed out in Chromacopia on the Thought I Was Dead when he said print up old teats and put it on t-shirt. Yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He said all that. He said, I'll moonwalk over that. You know what I'm saying? Where he was saying that in their song. And like he was just saying, like, I really just don't like, he's been saying that for years, and he's like, I came a long way from my past. Yeah, it's obvious. And Call Me If You Get Lost. Like the whole half of Call Me If You Get Lost is him saying, hey, yeah, I know I used to be wilding, but like I've changed now, and you guys discovered me. I was like launched into fame, and as a single kid, as the only kid, and stuff like that. Like I just did anything for attention back then, and for shock value. And that's just who I was. Like, I feel like he's addressing time after time after time again. And this time it was just like the heat was just hot. But it wasn't even just like stopped at Tyler. That's the thing. Like they moved on to like WNBA players' old tweets. Like they pulled up the Erica's tweets from like 2012 where she said something about being a homosexual is just kind of biologically weird to me. And Kelsey Mitchell, guard for the Fever. I'll pull up a picture of Kelsey Mitchell just so you guys can see how Kelsey Mitchell presents herself. And hold on, and then I'll keep it going. All right, I'll pull up this picture. Shouts out to Kelsey, friend of the channel as well. Shouts out to Skylar Black. Shouts out to whole Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Ohio on the house, huh? Shouts out to the Reds. Shouts out to my brother Hunter Green. This is Kelsey Mitchell. She had a tweet that was like, "I don't do that gay stuff" from 2011 that's been circulating, and so but just like you out of all people saying you come on now, like so.
But you know, realistically,
Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
I'm about to say she's gay herself, isn't she?
We do not know that.
Okay. Well, if she was, you know, hypothetically, with her saying I ain't with that gay stuff, she's probably referring to a dude. You know that's how they be. They be like, like for real, cause let you come up to a stud and be like, yo, you cute. You be like, bro, I ain't with that gay stuff, bro. Like, come on.
Facts.
So ain't no telling.
Yo, I'm gonna be real. I don't think she like. I just think it's kind of crazy that you just put up this picture of her on the court. Like, yo, she looks real gay right here. Why would she like? I just think she looks like a normal woman on the court right here. Like, I don't really see what like the lesbian qualities of this photo of her on the court right here.
I think it's, you know how with Playboy Cardi, and I hate to make the comparison.
All right, I'm gonna follow you.
Cardi B said he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt with what is it with the allegations, because he has so many allegations on this thing. I think it's the same thing with women.
True.
Y'all want to speak about the next? I want to speak about the next topic. I just think, yeah, I think because all right. We'll play. I'll play it this way. This is the way I'll say what I wanted to say. He just go to the fan fiction that was around Paige and AZ and things of that sort, and and on all of those things, like fans. Like a lot of women's basketball fans, they kind of not only do they assume that a lot of people go one way, but they kind of like just label you that into proving, it's like you're guilty into proven innocent in the WNBA. And women's basketball, just kind of like in general. That's just what it is. It's almost like how softball kind of used to be and stuff like that in that regard. And I had to teeter around that just because,
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I feel like the newer generation, like the Angel Reese generation, they kind of changing the narrative. You know what I mean? I think the newer generation of
But how many from that generation from the Angel Reese class of like just straight WNBA players? You know what I'm saying? Like Angel Reese is obviously like the face of it, and then you could say, Kaiser. Shouts out to Kaiser, friend of the channel, Kaiser Ray.
She's not in the league no more, though, is she?
Say that again.
So she's not in the league no more, though, is she?
Nah, she not.
Yeah.
You know ball. Jelani know ball.
I know a little bit. I keep up with it. I know like the big names, you know what I'm saying? Even though she's not really a big name, she just fine. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. That was always growing up though, like the narrative about like the girls basketball players, but that there was, like a few of them would be, I don't know how to say the word. We're still within the first 10 minutes, so like I'm treading a little bit light here. They be strapped up. Let's put it like that.
Hey yo.
So
strapped up's a hilarious way to go around
to the LGBT community.
Shouts out, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all the allies and things of that sort.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? And yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was this one stud that I used to record, and she'd be laying out her tracks. And I knew she was a stud. Well, but then she started rapping, and then she'll come out and some of the stuff she'll say, I had to double look like, you sure you ain't? because you just said what? Like, but yeah, they be throwing some crazy stuff out there, man. Yeah,
Was she rapping about the? She was rapping about the plastic.
yeah, but it's like, yeah, but I'm just the way she said it, bro. You would think like she got like a real thing on her. You feel me? And right, like that's why, like, no cap. Like she came out, and I had to look a couple times, like yo, because you just said what, and like when you engineering, you got to like really be tuned in, and it's like I'm sitting there replaying it. I'm like putting beat drops on certain parts, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, yo, this hard, like, but
She
yeah.
was like, my rhymes are sick. I got a 12-inch dick. You're like, bro, it's not real. Like this, you're cheating. You bought that from the store.
Right. Yeah. She talking about how like, oh girl, like, yeah, she getting head, like, oh girl sucking and this, that, and the other and blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, but this was before I understood more of that lifestyle, how those women be moving,
I think even beyond that particular lifestyle is like a lot of women who like when they get frustrated or talk trash, like they reference that, and you're just like, that doesn't like make sense, but like they say it, and then a lot of times it's like, I don't know if you ever like hear a woman just say, yeah, sometimes I would want to have one just so like I could slap a girl across the face. Like like how disrespectful. I don't know if you ever So I don't know. Girls they're funny about talking about that, bro.
Yeah, they think that they could just like that's just something that just like you just wake up and just walk outside and just ask women like, yo, can I slap you with my thing? Like that's like there's a lot of steps before, you know what I mean?
There's a video of like it's like a baddie or whatever, and
with a fatty.
She like they have her do this guy's Hinge profile, and she tries to like talk to women and get a date, and it took her like 2 weeks, and she was like, this is so difficult, like, how do you guys do this? Like that, I didn't know it's that difficult for dude. So yeah, like women have no clue like how difficult it is for men to.
Facts, because they usually the ones having to be entertained. That's one thing. Like I hate, like I really dislike talking to a girl who it's obvious she's used to only being the person to entertain. Like I don't care how fine you are, like if you don't really reciprocate the energy, and and it's a girl, when she really likes you, she will reciprocate the energy most times, But then you talking to a certain girl who's just used to the guys just like really carrying the conversation, and then I'll get dry with you back. You feel me? Like I start now sending a one-word text just like you. Like, like, oh, how's your day been going? Good. Okay. Then it's just like, if you don't want to respond, then it is what it is. But then from what I've noticed, like anytime that I've done that, and I feel like now as I got older, I don't see that as much. I feel like that was when I was younger. But like a lot of times with those girls, you would like, you'll see that they'll be like, okay, I'm being boring. Like, how was your day? And then they start reciprocating the energy, as opposed to some guys, they just so focused on like, let me just make sure I'm doing the right thing to keep the girl entertained,
Tap dancing.
Yeah, so then when the girl is just like good, you like, oh, okay, like, what did you do? And now they're keep going and going, when it's just like, nah, like just reciprocate the energy. You'll see where she's at, If she ain't rocking with you, then y'all conversation gonna end. But if she is, then she gonna be like, okay, like, all right, that was my fault, So
yeah, it's like it's a slippery slope, because it's like I do feel like if it's like natural between y'all, the conversation should flow, but at the same time, I guess as a man, you are like expected to initiate the conversation, like carry the conversation to an extent. But yeah, it do be certain times where it's like, bro, I don't want to like, I just like we should, like I said, if it's real, like if it's y'all really, it shouldn't be too forced. Basically, it shouldn't be something that's like a chore to try to talk to somebody. If you got to do all that, she probably just doesn't like you like that, unfortunately. But
exactly.
yeah.
I think that's the way you get to the conclusion that's inevitably going to happen anyway. You know, it's like kind of put the fire to the flame. Like, all right, you know, how you feeling for real? You know, like I'm gonna give you a dry answer, and if you really interested, then we'll go from there. But if not, then hey, leave it where it's at.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, man. Yo, but how y'all boys doing today?
I'm cool, bro. I'm chilling. I've been watching. Do y'all watch the World Series of baseball?
Yeah,
I saw Game 3.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've been just watching that. I see you. What was I about to say? I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be with you guys for the last episode. Are we live on your channel, Rashad?
Yeah. We
Okay.
live.
Yeah, I was gonna say hi to your comment section, but I didn't want to say it if they're not watching. But yeah, no, I was gonna say that Otani is like, I don't know how to really describe him. Like, this dude is like, he's really like a video game character. Like, we've really never, between him and Wimby right now, like we witnessing like two once in a lifetime type of players. You know what I'm saying? Like real alien. And neither one of them is American. That's the crazy part.
facts.
I said these exact words, bro. They're not.
Did you say it on your channel?
Yeah, on my channel. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the video. I know I can't play too much of it because of like broadcasting rights and like it's different with shorts. Pitching the Otani, but I was like, Shohei Otani and Victor Wembanyama exist in the same time period. How lucky of us! #GOAT. And then I was just like, I said, you know, just because they're not American, you still need to embrace them, embrace their greatness, and appreciate it while it's here. And but yeah, I mean that's the truth. Like you literally have to like you see even when you gone, you here.
Let's just say we synced up. We
come on, man. What we talking
third eye's open. Your third eye's open. We got the same vision.
How do y'all feel about the Angela Rye, like Mark Lamont Hill, JBP Native Land pod? Because I have a theory on that too.
I haven't seen it.
Jelani. All right, so I'll give the background real quick. Essentially, what happened, Mo, a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I think you remember this part. Flip and Mark, they got into it. And Mark ended up like yelling and having to leave the set of the pod because he was like so heated at Flip. And so, you know, I guess everybody's reacting to it as everybody does. Other content creators do as something goes viral. And on the Native Land pod, which has Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, Tiffany Cross, and somebody else Bakari Sellers, the politician over in the state of South Carolina. So it's a political podcast, but just all Black people who are kind of popping in the political space and content creation. On their podcast, they're reviewing it just like every other podcast is. And since they come on the more Black intellectual side, like of smart Black people, quote unquote, Tiffany Cross specifically on the pod said, Mark, what are you even doing over there? You need to come back home over on this side. Kind of insinuating, you know, like we are the smart Blacks. You need to stay with smart Blacks and not the baboon Blacks or whatever. So
you said baboon Blacks?
No, she didn't. She didn't. So you know, Joe Budden, you know, he comes back and he goes off on the podcast and stuff like that. And Angela Rye ends up apologizing, but then Tiffany Cross, but later, Charlemagne comes on the Native Land pod because, you know, it's under the iHeartRadio Black Effect network and stuff like that. And Charlemagne's like, yo, I didn't like how y'all did my mans, Mark Lamont Hill and Joe Budden and them. And even though, you know, they had beef. And he's like, because I feel like Breakfast Club is kind of like on that same side of the Joe Budden podcast of hip hop media more so than Black intellect. And so, or traditional Black intellect. And then so Tiffany Cross was just standing on it. She was like, yo, I said what I said. It is what it is. I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm not splitting up Black people by talking about intellect and this and that. The conclusion and the theory I have from it, now that I got like the summary out, is that I know that Angela Rye, when Native Land Pod, the cast, they came on the Breakfast Club one day. This was probably about a month ago. And on it, Angela Rye asked not Yee, Envy and Charlemagne, she asked both of them, how can we grow the pod? Because we're looking for ways to really connect with our audience and our numbers aren't like where I would like them to be. How do we really connect with the culture and have a following like you guys have? How can people love us like they love y'all? And they were just saying, man, you just gotta see what the people like and kind of like intertwine it. And Envy was like, dumb it down, because a lot of people go to politics and they don't understand it, and they hear you guys using a bunch of legal jargon and they don't understand it. So my theory on this is they fabricated a beef between the Joe Budden podcast and themselves to get the Native Land Pod some more listeners. That's because that's how you really pop in the content creation space, is beefing and going back and forth with other creators.
I mean, that would make sense. Like, as I said, I didn't see the situation, but I think that's the best way to get, eyes on your pod at this point. Like, say something salacious about somebody that's already popping, get that person to respond back, and then from there it brings notoriety to your like platform, and then whoever, you're going to get some people who are going to come and just listen for an episode or two, but then you're going to get some listeners that's going to be like, okay, like, honestly, I didn't know about this pod at all until you just mentioned this, but when you was explaining it, I was like, that sounds like an interesting pod. I actually might go check it out, So it did its job. So whether it was fabricated or not, I mean, it does. That was the point. It's doing its job, because a person like me who hears like Angela Rye and, all those people on that pod, I'm like, okay, like I like a good intellectual podcast in the mix of like the BS, and so, yeah, so I don't know. As I said, I haven't heard the clip, so I really don't have a true opinion on it, but what you said makes sense.
If we want to get like all the way, just like super conspiracy theory, the real conspiracy theory would be they planned the argument between Flip and Mark from the beginning. You feel me? That's the real, if we want to really.
Boy, you be thinking, boy. See that? Jelani, we've been missing the critical thinking on this pod, bro.
If you really want to peel the layers of the onion back, you know what I mean? That's what it really is right there. They started the argument from the jump, and then from there, the dominoes fell where they fell.
Flip is a face of the left?
See, there we go. Now that'd be some real like Vince McMahon, type shit right there.
Okay, I think this is our last pod before the election, because November 2nd is the election, right? Hold on, let me see, because November 2nd might be Monday, so that's not the election. Yeah, November 2nd is Monday. Oh no, it's actually Sunday. I'm tripping. So I guess the election, the election is on the 4th. So this is our last pod before the election. Do you guys think Sam Foster is going to win? That's the thing. Out of the whole United States, I'm looking at that the most. Do you guys think Sam Foster is going to win?
This is some real regional talk right here.
But everybody in America is like in the political world is looking at it though.
Is it that I'll be in my little bubble.
He was on Grits and Eggs.
Oh, for real?
Okay. Cal, yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely seen him go viral on TikTok a couple of times talking about the public transportation and stuff like that. I hope he does. I'm gonna be realistic. Like, as somebody who grew up in Cobb County, I don't think he can win. It's not his fault. It's not to say that he can't run a great campaign or anything like that. It's just to be simple, white people, not all white people, but like a large number of white people in Cobb County. You know what I'm saying? They're just not voting for a black person. So, but I do hope he wins. Obviously, as a young black man, I think it'll be dope.
Facts. I definitely think it's going to be tough. Because I think the majority of Marietta still is a predominantly white area. So I think it's going to be tough for him. I think he definitely has the chance to, though. But as I said, we're gonna have to see, because as I said, the white people, I think he definitely ignited them, like the white people, to be more engaged in this through some of the conversations that he's having. And so I think they're really going to try and show out for Tomlin. But yeah, so I don't know. I really feel like it's 50-50 right now. I haven't seen any polls or anything if they have any pre-election polls, but yeah, I would definitely say, if realistically, I would put it at 50-50 right now.
His he well, the way that the talk about this election really turned up was the fact that it came out that he fundraised 4 times more than Tumlin. Like that came out maybe like a month and a half ago or a month or so. And but it's interesting because a lot of his public endorsements and stuff like that come on a state level or just like a Black Hollywood national level, and that's not particularly Marietta residents. So it's like you got a bunch of people donating for you and a lot of like numbers on social media, but if those people don't live in Marietta at the end of the day, it doesn't, sway everything. At the same time, I'm glad, like Mo said, this Joker, for the first time in 15 years, the city of Marietta, Georgia, has someone challenging Thunder Tomlin, bro. And like, that's good, bro. That's a good thing. Like I said, like in high school, I ain't had no problem with Thunder Tomlin. Like he said, he just a tall, like cool dude, just show up places, kind of just an old man, give you the key to the city, give you a little certification, get out the way. Like I ain't had no problem with Mayor Tomlin when I was in high school and things of that sort. But it's like he's been the mayor half of my life, half of our lives. Like Mo and I are 30, Jelani not 30 yet, but we was 15 when bro got in office. You know what I'm saying? Like it is time for someone to at least start the conversation of, hey, should we have some young blood, some fresh blood here and everything like that. So salute to Sam, regardless if he wins or not. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? The election results are going to be the election results, but salute to him for at least starting the conversation and challenging the incumbent, because for the last 15 years, there hadn't even been a challenger in the city of Marietta that people took seriously. So salute to Sam for that, for sure.
No, facts. No, and I think, it's a very admirable thing to do at such a young age. This election reminds me of 2020 with Stacey Abrams. How had a lot of, support, especially nationally, behind her, and it grew her name, so it seemed to be poised to, in future elections, to be like, to make a big move. We haven't really seen her do anything since then, but it reminds me so much of that because, as I said, that national attention, but then when it came down to it, the city of Atlanta still went with
state of Georgia.
Yeah, the state of Georgia still went with who they wanted, like, because realistically, it's all about that population actually voting, like, I know for me personally, like, me and Rashad, we can talk about it as much as we want, but we really have no real pull in this,
We don't live in Marietta.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, so that's why I feel like it's interesting. That's why I say 50-50 right now. And yeah, but hopefully, it's still, if a 43% and then 2 or more races, and then other race.
I mean, okay. We already said the thing about the studs in the WNBA and things of that sort. So we already here. You hate to say it. How many of the Hispanic population is able to vote in Marietta?
That's a good point. Very good point.
No, that's valid. Wait, so you saying that like the people on Sandtown Road can't vote?
I was just saying, like, how many of them are going to be able to vote? That's what I'm saying, Jelani.
How many of them know what's going on?
Ooh,
I mean, like not even to be funny, but
That's a
like,
valid question on like not even being funny. Yeah.
No, that is a valid question.
you know. So I mean, I don't know. That's a good question because you know it. I think if you never really been tapped in with the Hispanic community, you know, you see there's so many people who are illegal, but when you think of like illegal, like yeah, you know, undocumented citizens here, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to say illegal, like you know, but undocumented citizens that are in the United States. You know, I remember being in high school and then meeting people who didn't have citizenship. And I was like, what? You know, they was just like, yeah, like, don't really talk about it. But yeah, like, you know, like I'm working on it.
Two of the smartest people in our school at the time we were going to school, one of the top ranking finishing students in the class of 2012 at Marietta, and then in our class 2013, remember Christian, like top of the class, sat in the front row, were honored, got speeches and a special presentation at graduation. We're illegal immigrants.
Couldn't go to school.
Taught better English, read better than all of us, smarter than us, and get better test scores, all that. Couldn't go to school unless they got married. And I believe one of them got married.
I didn't even know that was part of the, as far as in order to go to college, you had to be, if you were illegal. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like both of those things. Do they know what's going on? And you know, would they be able to even vote if they do know what's going on and stuff like that? So if this Joker pulls this with these numbers, bro, 30 versus 43, like you got to depend on like white people. Like it's got to be enough white people for you to win. Like you got to give him his chance, bro.
Nah, facts, you know. But you know, I will say my only thing, cause you know, we kind of like spoke about it in the group chat, or I don't even know if I even responded back, and I meant to, but the one thing, like that's why I'm interested because I know he talked about how it was displacement of the people on Franklin Road, and how, but you know, a lot of time with displacement comes with like homelessness and things of that nature. But you know, it's just interesting. I'm like, Marietta doesn't really have like a homeless population that I've ever seen, you know, and you know, I think there probably was, you know, some people who got moved out of there that didn't want to leave, but I think Franklin Road still has a heavy Hispanic population from what I remember. Like I used to live over there, you know, so when I lived on Franklin, it was a lot of Hispanic people still over there, and so that was the one thing about his argument about how like you know they moved all these people out and it was like you know it made it seem bad, but I guess as a person who lived through the change, I was like, I mean, like there was like that area needed to be cleaned up. Like that road, you would have thought it was like Old National over there, the way like we treat it, you know? So I think
So you for the gentrification of Franklin Road?
I mean, I think the city of Marietta is nobody has ever been like, bro, what they did over there on Franklin was wrong. I've never heard that in my life. Like, and if y'all have, tell me.
Jelani, I want to hear what Jelani has to say about it.
No, my brain works in crazy ways because I was just thinking about the fact that you know the wrestler Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
He used to live on Frank because like WCW was based out of Atlanta. You know, at one point he used to live on Franklin Road.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was listening to his podcast one time. He was talking about when he because he didn't know no better when he first moved to Atlanta, so he was just like he just picked somewhere in Marietta to live, and he ended up on. But he had to move after a certain point because it was Franklin Road in the '90s. It was kind of wild back then, but yeah, no, as far as like the whole gentrification thing, like I mean, there's for the most part, I can't say I'm like I'm kind of torn because it's like okay, I do understand when people say like certain things need to be improved or certain neighborhoods need to be improved. But at the same time, it's like, do you have like proper relocation plans for these people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have like a real, you know what I'm saying, like a real plan for relocating these people, then okay, to an extent, I get it. But if you just kicking these people out, or you just raising the rent to the point where they have to move out, I'm not really in favor of that. But at the same time, it's just a progression. I feel like the whole Metro Atlanta area is going to be the same thing, like all over. Like it's going to reach a certain point where it's like it's not going to be no hood like anywhere near like black people. I don't want to say black people, but like poorer people are going to have to move further and further out, like to like Cartersville and places like that, because at a certain point it's just going to be too expensive to live in Marietta by yourself, or live in Kennesaw by yourself, or even like the suburbs in Gwinnett, or even DeKalb. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be too expensive. But yeah, if there's a way to, I guess, I don't know if this is a such thing, but there's a way to like not ethically, to morally like correct, if there's like a morally correct way to gentrify a certain neighborhood, I guess I'll be in favor of it. But most of the time, it's not how it goes.
So okay, so here's the thing about that, and it's like here's where the mayor comes into play, because you look at like the major metropolitan black cities around America, and a lot of them have cut down on crime recently in the past 2 years and stuff like that, and they all have black mayors, and because a lot of those black mayors have implemented certain things to cut down crime. And then when you think about Franklin Road, first of all, for the people who don't know about Franklin Road and stuff like that, like Mo said, it's a rougher area in Marietta and stuff like that. It's like Franklin Road and Booth Road. Those are like the two kind of like rough areas in Marietta, two streets. In Franklin Road, they have now the Atlanta United facility, practice facility and stuff like that. So ever since then, I guess they've been trying to push people out, or they have been pushing people out, and that's what it is. They've been gentrifying it and cleaning it up. Most cities for it. Jelani said he gets wanting to clean it up, but like, what do you do with those people being displaced? This is what major metropolitan cities have been doing. Okay, to cut down on the crime, we're going to give the kids something to do. We're going to give people jobs. We're going to make sure, you know what I'm saying, in different places where, okay, the rates are going to be going up, mortgage is going to be going up, housing value, all that stuff. We're going to offer you, okay, we're going to get you a job here. Like we want this new Atlanta United facility coming in. Do you want to be a cafeteria worker? Do you want to be a so-and-so? Do you want to be a receptionist or something like that? We'll give you jobs. We'll give your kids jobs at this or that. And then for the youth, we're going to give them activities to stay active and not be bored, because, a lot of kids, they're not even poor when they be robbing and stuff like that as teenagers. They're just bored. So it's like, we're going to give them something to do, midnight basketball, this and that. And that's what the city of Atlanta's done. Shout out to Andre Diggins for doing that, even though I don't agree with everything that Andre Diggins has done in the city of Atlanta. But those are just some of the things that you can do. Give the kids activities, more community programs, and more opportunities for employment and payment for the people there, to keep people where they are, not kick them out, but also improve the living conditions. And that's where the mayor comes in. So that's something like, okay, Mayor Tomlin hasn't been doing this. This is something that I think I can implement and do, because I have been a lower income, younger black person in the city of Marietta before.
No, facts. I mean, my whole thing about it is just like they're making it so the people that they're saying that they moved out, it'd be different if they didn't have anywhere else to go. I'm like, and as I said, we now have this homeless population, and now there's overcrowding in these certain areas. But I'm like, I don't see, like, because all of Marietta prices went up, all of Cobb County pricing has went up. Like since they built that stadium,
of the Braves as well.
Yeah, so since they built that stadium, that was a domino effect of so many different things starting to change. But that's why I say, in regards to Franklin, like, and then this person, I'm curious how old they are, because if you look at the second to last paragraph, when I was 19 or 20, I lived in one of the apartments where the IKEA was supposed to be built. It was $299 a month, or $199 if you were a student. Here today, I paid $22.24. Either you're a bot, or either like you're just saying something for the sake of to make, you know, to be on the side of Sam Foster right now, or you are, or you're like, bruh, like
40, 50.
yeah, you got to be like, yeah, dummy old. You feel me? Because like I'm just like $299 for rent, bro.
That's definitely like 98, 99, 2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably 90s, realistically.
Bruh, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's but yeah, that's why I say, like, you know, and I guess maybe if I would have heard more, like, I just don't ever, I've never heard anybody complain about it, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not as tapped in with Marietta as I used to be and maybe the Hispanic community, because I said, like, when I lived over there, it was still a Hispanic community. When I lived over there, because I said I lived on Franklin Gateway. I remember my girl had found that apartment over there, and it was like, she was like, yeah, like I found this apartment on Franklin Gateway. I was like, Franklin Gateway? I was like, where is it? She was like, in Marietta. I was like, is this the same Franklin I'm thinking about? And so at first I was just like, yo, I don't know about that one, man. But then, you know, we checked it out. I was like, okay, it don't seem as bad as it used to be. I mean, I was on Franklin when it was still bad because, you know, I dated a girl over there. But at the same time, though, that's why I don't know. Yeah, so I'm reading what wiped out 10% of married multifamily. Financing placing nearly when the buildings started coming down. Tell them what Giddy as affordable homes were torn down. Okay. He said the area declined after the Fair Housing Act made it illegal for apartments to ban families with children. He laughed when reminiscing about the good old days when Franklin had no children and didn't need police. He failed to hold bad landlords accountable, blamed children for Franklin Road's decline. He promised progress on IKEA new jobs, a thriving corridor. Instead, affordable homes were torn down and 34 acres still sit empty. After forcing families out, he gave 32 acres to Atlanta United for $1 a year. Marietta issued $68 million in bonds, and homeowners got higher taxes for a soccer field and a parking lot. He said Marietta was too affordable. What we lost was our families, our children, our community. Where did they go?
Wait, he said
Marietta pretty good.
Huh?
Yeah. That's what he was saying. He was saying they made Marietta too affordable.
That's a crazy statement.
Yeah, he was pretty much just saying like this is running wild.
That also goes back to why like Atlanta, Metro Atlanta doesn't have a modern like public transportation system. It's because
literally only because of racism.
Yeah, because white people in Cobb County don't want black people in Atlanta to be able to get to Cobb County. So it's like we have this we're one of the we have one of the biggest as far as like the metro area, not the city of Atlanta itself, but like we have a huge metro area, and like MARTA only goes to like it barely goes anywhere because like I said, white people don't want to interact with black people. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's I just look at it like the people that like with the money, they're gonna get what they want eventually. So like, even if I do think it's morally wrong, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like they are gonna clean it up. They've done it already. Like even I would say like 15 years ago, the idea of a soccer facility being on Franklin Road was like crazy. Like that's insane. Or even the Braves playing out here. Like I remember when they first announced that, I was like, bro, how's that gonna work? Like, you know what I mean? And they made it happen. So yeah, no, they're I don't know where the people gonna go, but they're gonna find somewhere, you know, to get them up out of there. Or they're gonna find a way to get them up out of there.
I think for me personally, and as I said, like I think I would just like to hear testimonies from people who are going through this, because I feel like in a lot of cases when you hear about the gentrification, and I'm not trying to say like is anything wrong with what Sam Foster doing or anything or saying, but as I said, just as somebody, I being there and living through when the times were not the best over there, seeing it get cleaned up, living on it after the cleanup, and seeing how much it's changed, and it's still like just being on that road from time to time, I would like to hear testimony from like somebody that was in those families, that was like, yo, like I remember when we got kicked out and my parents, like, me and like, the 5 other families that I knew, that when this happened, we didn't have nowhere to go, because at the same time, I feel like, yeah, maybe like they went up on the pricing for Franklin, but it wasn't like crazy. Like I can tell you that it's not crazy to live over there now. It's not. They cleaned it up. They didn't really gentrify it. White people don't live on Franklin. Like let's keep it a buck. Like it's still a majority minority area.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
so like that's why I'm like it's just interesting like hearing all this, because he's like it was as if you're talking about Brooklyn. When they talk about like, Brooklyn, like now they got the coffee shops and stuff. It's not no coffee shops on Franklin. It's like you gonna get your coffee from the QT like they've been doing. So yeah, that's why I would want to hear more testimony, because I understand it is a, and then you got the club over there. The club be lit. You ever been to those clubs over there?
They said it's closed down. They said bring back Franklin Road.
That club wasn't one of the ones.
Say Red Train, that's a throwback right there. I think.
Yeah. That's why I like. Yeah, that place been gone. Now they got what Tiger over there, and they got another spot. Jelani, you ever be over there?
No, I didn't know they had another club over there. No.
Oh yeah, they had that's over there, like right there across the street from the Applebee's. That Applebee's that's on Franklin, and it's right by the highway.
Yeah, well, I haven't been over there in a little minute.
Yeah.
Something at a club over there.
Oh, bro, they got like 3 clubs. They got a lounge. Crazy. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, no cap, on a Friday, Saturday night, like even like maybe like a Thursday, just if you go over there, bro, like it's going to be like blocked off, like parking, like you can't park over there because it's like it'd be packed out, and yeah, it's a lot that be going on over there because they got a lounge, like a little Ethiopian like spot that's towards the bottom area of it, and then if you go up to the top, that's Teodric.
Yeah, that's Teodric. Long live our high school classmate Teodric. They talking about Franklin Road days. Long live TT for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so as I said, that's my only thing. It's like, because I understand at the same time these are political tools to help help him within this election. And so, and I don't condemn it. Like, I just want to hear, as a person who's seen it, and it's like I'm always for the black man. I'm always gonna be for the black man. But at the same time, I hate to be blindly for anybody. And it's like I want to hear more testimony, because like this coming from, and I don't know, maybe this sounds messed up, but I'm like coming from a young dude who came here for college, so you only been in the area for a certain amount of time, It's just like, and so this isn't like a first-hand experience that he's speaking from. It's like these are talking points that this is what you should run on. This is going to help you, So that's where just my like pushback on that part. I still want Buddy to win. I love to see, the black man win and everything. But as I said, like I never want to be blindly just rooting for something. It's just like, that's why I say I would love to hear real testimonies from people from that area, because as I said, like me being over there, it's like if you're looking at this from a standpoint if you've never been on Franklin, as I said, like it's not gentrified. It's not like it's still heavy Hispanic. It's still heavy, like really heavy Hispanic people still over there. So like
I haven't been on Franklin since like 2015. So
oh yeah, bro, I'm telling you, like because
I'm literally just going off of the news reports. Like when I heard like Atlanta United's moving over there, I was like, oh okay. And then when I hear this is like the next thing I've heard about Franklin Road was this election of him bringing up Franklin Road. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense if they're trying to like wipe out black people and stuff over there because Atlanta United's over there. So I'd imagine they try to clean up the area. That's literally my kind of history of Franklin Road the past 10 years.
Yeah. As I said, like I used to go over there all the time for there's a Chinese spot that I like over there, and then they got the wing spot that's over there. They got like some of the best deal for wings like in the city, and they got good wings too. And so like if I say, and that's how I lived over there for like 2 years, like from until I think I moved like 2021, 2022. So it wasn't like that. I wasn't that far removed from it, So yeah, so that's why like I hear it, as I said, if you're not over there, this would make sense. But that's why for me, it's like it don't really like I don't know, it just sounds kind of weird. And I think that's where some of the pushback from, that we're seeing from some of the like as you've been showing us like with some of the white people that we know, they've been having this pushback because they're probably seeing some of the same stuff that I'm seeing, where it's just like well, shoot, it's not like the white people came in. It's like they didn't put a Starbucks. It's not a coffee shop over there. It's not a Whole Foods up the road. Like that area is still that area. It's just they got more of a police presence, so they're not doing as much over there because they got Atlanta United now. So I don't know. As I say, I'm still rooting for them, but that one point to me when I saw that, I was just kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't really sure about it.
This is like I have every episode I have to just comment on the diversity of this podcast, like the range of topics that we can go from. It's just we just had a very impromptu political discussion about a local election in our hometown, and we found a way to make it interesting. I'm sure there's somebody watching this right now from Bumblefuck, Kentucky, and they have no clue, where Marietta is, but they were tapped in for that segment right there.
No, fact. So speaking of the topic of, I guess, somewhat gentrification and things of that nature, how y'all feel about Keke Palmer's new show?
So I've been seeing like the tweets, like I haven't really watched it yet, but I'm kind of lost as to like what the controversial part of the show was supposed to be.
The fact that she is displaying an Asian woman going to HBCU, and they feel she should have used her black voice to raise to show more black faces. They're like, we only get so many opportunities to, to display, our culture and things of that nature and, show our experiences. So people are upset that she chose to use, and it's not her show. She like somebody else wrote and created it. She's like executive producing and helped develop it.
It's on her network. Like, yeah, Keke Palmer has a network now, and this I found out about her network. Well, so once again, going back to the native land theory, controversy is the reason I said, "Oh, Keke Palmer got a network. That's fire."
Right. No facts. But yeah, so when, like, yeah, as I said, people were just upset that, how you going to use an Asian girl like perspective at a HBCU when you could have just did a black girl and stuff of that nature. And personally, I hear them. I just think, like, I feel them. I don't think that show would have been like, you can make an interesting show like that, but I think this was something that was unique. And I think it is a standpoint that, like, there's not many Asian people or many people of other cultures that are adopted by Black people that are raised like this. But there are a lot of people who are from different ethnicities that go to HBCUs that do have an
Soccer
experience.
team, on the baseball team.
Yeah, or just go there. Like I used to talk to the Pakistani girl that went to Clark. And she like lived in Chicago. All her friends have always been like Black and everything. She moved down here. She went to Clark, Atlanta. And so and she's very prideful of being from HBCU, and that is is Clark, Atlanta HBCU?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
all right, okay. You're making sure, baby.
I was about to say we ain't getting this pod shut down on some Ari Fletcher. They getting Ari out of here.
Oh, what Ari do? Oh, okay. I do remember. Okay,
I didn't know if Jelani wanted to say. I'll say it just for the listeners and stuff like that. Ari Fletcher, she just asked like, why do old people be going to homecoming? Like, I thought that was for the students, LOL. And people was like, it's literally the name, homecoming, alumni coming home.
Right.
And so, I didn't notice. My bad, bro.
No. You good. Apparently, to like today, she released a 2-minute video responding to people who were like calling her stupid for asking that question. So I'm gonna watch that later tonight, but like, that's insane.
No, I seen she had tweeted something, like she had deleted the tweet, I guess, but I seen people that was like quoting the tweet, like mad at her or whatever, but I didn't see what the tweet actually was. So I've seen a few people ask that question on Twitter, and every single time people go up about that whenever somebody asks that, like, why do but I don't know, I feel like when I was 18, 19, 20, I mean, already around our age, so it's not for her, but like when I was like 18, 19, 20, I probably felt the same way of like, why are these old people coming back? But it's because at the time I was a kid, I didn't really understand it. Like, that is literally the whole point of homecoming, is like for people that went there to come back and see other people that they went there with, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the Kiki show, like, I think people like Black creatives or like Black directors, I do understand where people are coming from as far as wanting more representation and things like that. But like, we've had numerous Black college TV shows at this point, like, or like Black college movies and things like that. Like, I think we I'm not saying that you can't make more, but it's like, I don't think as a Black creator you should be boxed into the point where you have to make all your cast has to be Black. And I put it like this: if you're a Black creator and you want to make a TV show like Friends, where it's just like a bunch of white people on a show, I feel like you should be able to do something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe I just feel like a lot of times like Black directors are pressured to where it's like every single actor in their movie has to be Black. Every character, I don't know. I don't think white directors have that same thing where it's like, like people are expecting them to hire only white people. Is that your reaction to my statement right now?
No. That
are you saying I'm cooning it up?
No. This is Dear White People, a show like a Black college kids, and like all the people in it are pretty much Black.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, because even as I was saying that, like I was trying to make my point eloquently, I did feel like my inner coon chip flaring up a little bit. Like, I could feel it trying to activate. Even
it only takes a little bit of brainwash.
Yeah, I felt the coon chip activating a little bit. But
all right, wait, hold on. I'll let you still cook.
Oh no. I just that's all I was saying. I'm not like super invested in it. Like I said, I get it. I'm not. I totally. I can see both sides, but like, I do think Black creators should have a little bit of leeway as far as making whatever their vision is, even if every character in their movie or the TV show is not Black.
All right, so here's my take on it, and I hear both of y'all's points, but I feel like something like this show, nobody had a problem with in terms of that. Now, people, the acting skills and the writing on it, yeah, people had their own critiques of the show. and things of that sort. But in terms of just like cast, no one had a complaint about it. They got a white girl, they got an Indian girl, an Indian boy. Well, no, not an Indian girl, a Hispanic girl, an Indian boy. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else black. You know what I'm saying? In the main cast. And then the campus is, you know, all over the place because it's, you know, PWI and things of that sort. So with that being said, right, it's like a Southern Fried Rice. If you wanted to do a show like this, it could have been a Asian girl is within the friend group and she has her inner jokes throughout the show, just being like the one Asian girl we got in our group that go to the HBCU, not the main point of the show. And I think people are like, okay, the main point of the show, it kind of comes from a place of the same genre of you invited to the cookout. You're all right with me, white boy. And that's like kind of the issue people kind of have with it. It's like, dang, why we gotta be so like giddy when a non-white black person is in black spaces and things of that sort? Because black people be the first to jump up and get excited when a non-black person is in a black space doing some black stuff. So I think that's kind of like the first issue people have with it. Is like the fact that it's centered around the Asian person. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like the Asian person just happens to be in the cast, in the mix, in the family, and things of that sort. So I do think that that's the first issue that people have with it. And then, you know, so wait, go ahead, Mo.
Well, I was gonna say just to that point though, like they literally bring up that topic. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and they bring up that topic within like the first episode about how there's a girl who's like her roommate pretty much hates her because like and then like they're all at like a get together, you know, like, you know, the freshmen get togethers, and you know, it's like they're all in somebody's dorm and they're playing like the black game, like, you know, like Black Card Revoke, something like that. And they're like, so look, y'all always so quick to let somebody to the cookout, like literally what you said, almost verbatim she says, you know. But I think the thing is, it's like, and then that's where she's like, yo, like, I'm not trying to be just immersed in y'all culture because, like, it's not like she had 2 Asian parents that, you know, and then it's like, I just grew up around a lot of black people. It was like she got adopted by 2 black people. Like, her parents couldn't have babies. So they were stationed overseas in, like, I think Korea. And then they adopted an Asian baby because that's where they were at the time. And then they brought her back to the United States, and that was her thing. She was like, this is the only culture I know. Like, I'm not trying to be nothing I'm not.
Which is based on the girl at Jackson State.
I don't know what girl.
Yeah, no, it is. So like, so when people went more into it, because the girl who actually wrote it and created the show, everything like that, she spoke out and she was like, y'all fake intellectuals on Twitter got a problem with everything, but y'all don't really know what's going on and this and that. And then you know what Twitter did in 2025, what we just talked about with Tyler Creator and these WNBA players, they went into the old tweets. So apparently this girl got a bunch of tweets about Asian people, and she's like, I hope I make Asian friends this semester and this and that from 2012. And she was like, I feel like I was meant to be Asian. And someone was like, and then she responded to someone, she was like, I'm actually not black, I'm half Dominican and half Asian. And yeah, they were cooking her. So like, and then they called her Childish Gambino. But so anyways, like, she ended up like deleting her account after that, all that whole thing. And but apparently she tried to do this series with the exact same name and the exact same theory in like 2019. She said she wrote the series, she wrote the script, and then when she was shopping it around or showing her friends, someone was like, I know a girl like that, and they introduced her to her. And then so she talked to the girl. The girl went to Jackson State, and literally the same story, adopted by black parents, raised by black parents, went to Jackson State and stuff like that. And she spoke to her and got her perspectives on it. And then apparently while shopping around the series, she started talking to people that hated it, the idea, black people and black community and stuff like that, and people who were for it, and then the actual girl who was based around. And then so it was a pilot in like 2019. I don't know if it was like a YouTube series or something. And then it kind of, I guess, went away. And then I guess she really feels passionate about the script and this idea. So she brought it back, and Keke Palmer helped funded it and bring it to life. And that's where we are today. So that's like the full kind of story of how we got here and what's it all about. But yeah.
But and that's why I say, like, I get it where just like with that girl who went to Jackson State, because in the sense of this is the only culture people are like, so look, you're just trying to appropriate, you're just trying to like, why should we let you to the cookout, this, that, and the other, when it's just like, I grew up in the cookout. This is all I know, all I know is the cookout. I don't know I don't know the Chinese buffet, like that may be, but yeah.
That's almost as bad as naming your show about an Asian girl going to HBCU Southern Fried Rice.
Yeah, the name is crazy.
That is insane. That is very insane.
That was the one part I was like, y'all could have did better on. But yeah, that's why I get the initial, probably off of the preview, but that's why I say watch the show, and I just didn't finish the show because it's like a college show, and I was just like, I didn't really want to watch a college show, because it's really just about like college situations and stuff like that. And I was like I might go back and finish it because the episode's only like 15 minutes anyway. But yeah, but that's why I say it is shout out to Cindy. But that's why I say, it is interesting because that has to be such a conundrum for somebody like that, where it's like, this is all you grew up knowing. So you want to go somewhere where you are around people who understand the culture that you grew up around. And then they probably would just think that, who is this black girl trying to act like she one of us, And
I ain't gonna lie, that's me. I was slipping, bro. Because if I did this, if I knew this lady was had a book and she's doing interviews and stuff, man, I would have just brought her on the pod. But this is my first time seeing her page. She got a book.
No, yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
and she live in Atlanta too.
This is the girl right here.
Yeah, this is her. This is the real life girl.
The real life Southern Fried Rice.
To my soul.
She's the real Southern Fried Rice. She's the authentic fried rice. Yeah.
Right.
We should stop referring to Asians as rice.
No, we should. That's great. Yo, it'd be like every now and then you'll see it'll be like a fine Asian girl on the timeline. Somebody be like, that's good rice right there. Like, it's crazy.
I think the best one still is Team Jeezy. That was the funniest one.
yeah. They'll quote like a picture of a fine Asian girl just with a picture of Jeezy. That's crazy. No,
I was gonna say, I know there's one girl on social media who handle is Rice God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Rice Gum, one of the biggest YouTubers of his time, of the 2017 period. He's Asian. His name is Rice Gum.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mo.
No, I was just gonna say my Instagram handle for maybe a couple months was _more rice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what era was this?
If no. If we really want to go there, but before you get to I know. I don't even know if you know where I'm about to go, but you might know where I'm about to go. You know where I'm about to go, Mo?
Nah.
All right. If we really want to go there, speaking about old Twitter and social media handles, Mo's old name on Twitter for the longest was BCMG.
It was what?
BCMG on Twitter, _ bro, for the longest, bro.
Oh yeah.
Changing it to Mo Knowles for branding purposes and business purposes, but
yeah.
Oh my god.
But nobody ever knew what BCMG really stood for. It would just seem like random letters, but those who knew.
I don't think I knew, and I followed you, and we were friends back then. Well, we're still friends now, but I don't think I ever. Well, you can tell me off the air.
Well, you can at least allude to it so people understand why that's relevant to the conversation we're having.
Okay. I'll just say it, bro. I don't know where it came from. I made it up sometime in high school, but it used to stand for Big C McGee.
Big cock McGee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meat gang.
You could just call it like you should have just made your name like More Meat Mo or something like that. Triple A.
Nah, you know the BCMG, man. You know.
Yeah, I you refresh my memory because I definitely remember that was your name for a long time on there.
But yeah, it's like, you know, just playing kind of alongside of the of the whole what was it like stereotypes of people from races and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. I was trying to figure out the correlation, but now I get it.
That's the correlation.
Okay.
That's the correlation. But it was just different back then, bro. Like people don't be understanding. Like when they was getting the Eric out of here, I said, bro, come on, bro. For a tweet from Dane 2012, bro. Like I said, the Macklemore song was on the radio at that point, bro. Like it was just a different time, bro. And you might be like, what Macklemore song? Well, listeners, the Macklemore song I'm referring to is the gay song. Whereas Self Love, I believe the song, and he starts off the song by saying, when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay. And Macklemore had 3 very big hits at that time, and he won 4 Grammys for those 3 extremely big hits, namely and historically, famously over Good Kid, Mad City. But yeah, Self Love was on the radio at that time, so it was like when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that was gay, and I think that's just a great kind of marker of like where we were in mainstream kind of media, history, culture, what was acceptable to say, what wasn't, and all that stuff.
That's the song that got him the Grammy. We're gonna be honest. Like I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I really feel like that was the song because I don't know if y'all remember at I think maybe the VMAs that year, they had just legalized gay marriage, same-sex marriage, and they brought a bunch of couples like on like out onto like in the crowd and everything, like well into the not only in the stands, I mean not only on the stage, but like lined up across the stands and everything. And then they had somebody officiate for all of them to be married, like right then and there on. And then like as Macklemore was like singing the song. Yeah, and I remember it was just such a
that's Jennifer Hudson. So she didn't get married because at first I thought this was a couple getting married, and then I saw Jennifer Hudson, and I was like, I should probably clarify this.
Yeah, bro. As soon as you pull up the photo, it was like so many thoughts went through my head. I was like, oh, did that couple get married? I was like, that's Jennifer Hudson. Is Jennifer Hudson gay? She's not. But she'll probably host in the song, or she probably just sang with him.
Yeah,
like,
shouts out to Common.
Right. But like, you know, and I feel like that moment, like that song, I think the thrift shop song was like huge, but that song, especially for that year, where I said they just legalized same-sex marriage, and then, you know, they got all the people and like everybody was just feeling like, oh my gosh, like, you know, they felt so empowered. And I think that's really what won him that award.
I think Roy Hibbert got fined for saying no homo, and then it was a topic on Around the Horn and PTI like the next day, and everybody was like, "That's just bad. That's just bad." That was the first time I realized. I was like, "Oh, okay, you can't say that no more." And then it was like, I think the former shortstop for the Atlanta Braves, Andrelton Simmons, he said like the F word, and then I think he got fined for it. And that was the first time I was like, oh, okay. And then they had LZ Granderson come on ESPN on Outside the Lines the next day, and he was like, isn't for my community as a man from the LGBT plus community. I was like, oh, okay, this is a big deal. That stuff was like 2012, 13, 14. Before then, oh my goodness. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, bro. Like, people just want outside, bro. It was a different time, man.
No, facts.
You remember when Jason Collins and A$AP Rocky was on stage for the VMAs?
No, I don't remember that.
That's one of the iconic clips, man. So they're up there talking about like gay people and things of that sort, and what happened with it. So it was A$AP Rocky for some reason and Jason Collins, and then so Jason Collins like, yeah, you know, gay rights and this and that, and then
For To clarify for the people watching or listening, Jason Collins is he was, I think he was like low key like the first.
He was the first. He was the first active athlete to come
NBA
out.
player. Yeah,
because the first NBA player to come out, he was already retired. Like he was already like out the league at that point when he came out. But Jason Collins was the first to do it while he was still in the league. And prayers up to Jason Collins. Side note, I believe he has a brain tumor. So prayers up to Jason Collins and things of that sort, and his health, everything like that. And his twin brother, he's an assistant coach with the Pelicans and stuff like that. So prayers up for sure to Jason Collins.
Facts.
But yeah, no, they were on stage together and they were giving a speech, and like they were basically like the whole theme of the speech was like different people shouldn't be judged for whatever, and like there's a point where he's like listing off like different types of people, and he's like, you know, lesbian people, black people, gay, and then he points to Jason Collins when he says gay. It's like, bro, you could have just said the gay people without pointing. You know, if you watch the clip, it'd be funnier. You know what I'm saying? But like to watch this man say that, it was just kind of like, bro, it probably wasn't scripted for you to point at this man and call him gay. Here we go.
Hold on, I gotta share the audio. Give me a second. All right, here it is. The iconic moment. A$AP Rocky, Jason Collins, era about 2014, maybe 2015.
Like 2013, I think. He said he didn't say gay, he said homosexuality. Which is funnier.
And that's A$AP Rocky. Shout out to A$AP.
Yeah,
that's back when A$AP Rocky was A$AP Rocky got some wild quotes from back in the day. It's before
remember he was trying to be like Black Lives Matter, like on telephones, because he had so much like criticism about so in telephones he says killing even though Black Lives Matter. I said this is so forced, A$AP. Like
right. Drake did the same thing.
Yeah. Drake had a forced Black Lives Matter.
This was like after Ferguson. This is like around that time. I forget what the line was though. It was because it was on. If you're reading this, it's too late, I believe. But yeah, I remember around that same time. He had to get one of those bars though.
Yeah, crazy times, man.
And one of the old tweets that people pulled up from Tyler that I agreed with too. I agree with that. He was saying this stuff, all this Black Lives thing and everything like that is such BS. Like in a couple weeks when the next trending topic is the next trending topic, everybody's gonna forget about it and move on. And I'm like, that's true. But people were bringing it up and like, see, he's anti-black. He's just that. I was like, what he said was true. Like I, as a journalist, I've gone out to, kind of 1 year things and 2 year things and stuff like that of, Rayshard Brooks out there in at the old Wendy's over off of University Avenue in Atlanta, and it was his the mother of his children and everything like that, and she was out there crying, and there was only a couple of camera crews out there, and then someone was talking to her afterwards, and they shook her hand and they got her number, and they said, "We're here for you," this and that. She said, "Are you sure? Because a lot of people have told me that, and they didn't keep up with their promise, and I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of hearing empty promises." And I've seen these families time and time after again say they've been abandoned and given false promises from celebrities and activists and big time community people. So I can tell you firsthand that a lot of people don't actually care about these issues. So I agree with that from Tyler. I'm not going to lie. Even in 2025, I agree with it.
I mean, it's a time and a place though. Like right after a certain situation happened and there's people protesting in the street, it just feels kind of. I mean, I don't really want to argue over like an 11-year-old tweet, but like it did because I remember him. I low-key remember when he tweeted that out in real time. I remember thinking that was kind of like edgelordish a little bit. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff he did back then, and I'm saying this as somebody who's been a fan of Tyler since 2011. But like a lot of the stuff he did back then was kind of like just to get a reaction. And that tweet kind of felt like one of those things where it was just like, I don't know. You kind of you want to be like the one black person in the room that's like, yeah, I'm different than the other black people. Like, you know, I don't know. It just felt kind of unnecessary at the time because this was right after Ferguson was happening. So, but yeah,
no, that's a fact. I mean, and just to the point of that Childish Gambino tweet that's up right now, that says Twitter activism is whack. Marches don't work anymore. Police should be forced to wear recording devices. You know, especially the Twitter activism. It's like mostly people don't really care about what they tweeting about. This is really about engagement. You know, and that's why I like the whole thing about Tyler. That's why I was like, you know, he ain't said nothing to really get himself canceled, like for real. Because I feel like a lot of the people who are talking about him right now, a lot of black people don't really listen to Tyler like that. You know, if we're just being honest, I think
even today.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like he makes great music, but a lot of black people don't really listen to him like that. Like there's a song or two that they may gravitate towards, you know. But they're not gonna really go listen to a whole Tyler album. And so I think, you know, and I remember like Rashad sent me a tweet talking about like, is this gonna shift the direction of his sound, you know? And I trust him creatively wherever he goes with his sound to be able to create, you know, just great music in general. But I wouldn't want him to now start making this, I don't know, like I guess he could making Awaken My Love isn't like it kind of Afrocentric, you know. I think it's more of like the feel of it, you know. Then because I don't feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, like I don't feel like it's like super, like we're just talking about blackness, you know. I feel like it's the feel of it is just super black, you know, because it got that feel of like black 70s cigarette.
A couple of songs are kind of like socially conscious and things of that sort on Awaken My Love, but overall it's just like a funk, like you said.
Yeah, you know, just like old, like no hairline, cigarette in your mouth, you know, in the crib, you know, like you just got done beating your wife. No, I'm joking. But
well, I always, that album is so interesting to me, like Baby Boy and stuff like that, or like even the other songs where he's like talking about his baby moms and he's like kind of admitting for the first time to the world that you know he has a kid and this and that, and you know the lady's not black. And this is coming off the heels of when he was on Breakfast Club in 2014, and he was like, "I can't be with anybody other than a black woman because I need to talk about non-black people with my partner and stuff like that." And then on Awaken My Love, he's like, "It's a mistake. Me and your mom were never supposed to be together. I'm sorry, son, but I want to see you." So it was kind of like what DDG's going through, but like Donald just did it in a much more like melodic way that sounded better. And eventually how it ended up, he ended up getting back with his baby moms and they ended up getting married. And you know, people kind of still attach Gambino to that. But I bring that up to say, yeah, it is very like black. It's just, you know, he's talking. It's even kind of black in the way he's talking about like, dang, I knocked up this white girl, this non-black girl, and I'm sorry, son. Like we were never supposed to be together. It wasn't supposed to be like that because black. And yeah, so
you know, it's interesting with like Tyler's last album of like Chromacopia. I think, as I said, a lot of people don't listen to it because I don't think, like as I said, like, and I think I texted you this, and I was telling somebody else this, that he talked from like a just human experience, you know, like it's not necessarily from like I'm a black man and this is what I'm going through. He's just like I am a man in this world and this is what I'm going through. But I think a lot of black people, if they really listen to that last album, they would relate to it, you know, very well, just with the topics of like, you know, realistically, you know, how traditionally in the black community, you know, like not growing up with your father, you know, and like him
your
is
hair.
Yeah, you know, like I think stuff like that, or even like, you know, and then just, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that, like, regardless of your race, can think about like having an abortion, you know? Like, you know, thank God I've never had to go through that, but there's a lot of people who, you know, you now dealing with this stuff. And so that's why I say, like, if I think back on a lot of the topics of like Tyler's last album, for sure, you know, it's like, it's a lot of music that people could relate to, but I don't know, I guess like he ain't got it, it don't really got the bounce on there, you know? It's more like kind of the soul, but I do find it interesting that his fan base, even now, like the younger generation. 'Cause I remember there was this one girl I met that was like 18 that I worked with, and she loved Tyler. Like, she's like, oh my gosh, I love Tyler. But I could tell she don't listen to any other Black artists. I was like, who else do you listen to? And it wasn't like not one other Black artist was mentioned. Like, she talked about she listened to like I think like K-pop or something like that, you know? Like, so, but it's interesting, like a girl who listened to mainly K-pop loves Tyler though, you know? So I don't know how his fan base got like that with the younger generation. I get it with like the people our age, but with the younger generation, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's interesting to me because when they brought up this discussion, I never really thought about his fan base like that. I've just always been a fan. So,
and also you got to think we're in Atlanta, or you know, we're all from the Atlanta area and things of that sort. I'm no longer in Atlanta, but I'm from Atlanta. So it's like when you go to the show in Atlanta, it's still a lot of Black people. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like you don't see like the real of like what his actual fan base is, and that's why Tyler's always in Atlanta, because he says he just likes being around that many Black people and things of that sort. I think his last two albums are extremely Black, like Chromacopia and Call Me If You Get Lost. They're both like really, really Black. Chromacopia, like I said, I Killed You is about Black hair. And then you know, and then in the I Hope You Find Your Way, in the last song, I Hope You Find Your Way Home, he's talking about like if he ever conceives with a woman, I guess again, because you know he did when he got the abortion, but he said it's going to be a Black woman. You know, they didn't raise me, so shout out Black woman. That's on Call Me If You Get Lost. You know, and then, you know, him talking about him apologizing for his past and everything like that. All that stuff is Call Me If You Get Lost. Anything post Flower Boy, he's mentioning his Blackness a lot in a positive light. You know, where in Flower Boy he says, tell these Black kids they could be who they are and all that. You know what I'm saying? Ever since from then on, it's been extremely Black. So, but that's the whole point of what people, you know, like going back to your point, are talking about here. It's like the rebrand post Flower Boy has just been blackness in his music and in his, you know, public kind of dedication to them. This all started with D'Angelo. I'm just saying that again. So rest in peace to D'Angelo and everything like that. So I don't know, bro. I think he's been doing a lot of the stuff that people wanted to see him do and say they wanted him to do, but people just like, they don't really pay attention to stuff beyond the surface. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the only Tyler Creator songs you know from the new era rebrand are Earthquake and Sticky, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? You ain't gonna know much else about him. You like, oh, that's a dude that ate the cockroach. I tuned out ever since he ate the cockroach, and he had Earthquake and Sticky. And those are some weird sounding songs, you know, so it's just not my vibe.
right.
You know, it is kind of fascinating though that like the whole like 2011 or like 2015 era of his career kind of is almost like, at this point it's almost like you kind of had to be there, because so much of his fan base, so much of his mainstream popularity is like post, like you were saying, like Flower Boy on up, so like 2017 on up. Because even if you look at his record sales, like if you look at and I hate using when people bring up first week sales, but we just using it to just talk about popularity. Like before Flower Boy, he was kind of like he would do like 50,000 first week. Like that was kind of like the normal. Now he would always get millions of views, and they had a TV show. Merch sales was crazy. Like he obviously was an extremely popular artist in real life, but he was never like a mainstream star. And then after Flower Boy came out, that's when you started to see him do like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 first week, like he does now. But yeah, it has been fascinating. Like as somebody, all of us was there like 2011, 2012 when they first became popular. Like to see how the fan base has changed over the years, it's definitely been fascinating.
Yeah, he said it. I don't know if it was on Ridiculous, but he says it a lot in his interviews. If you go back to that time, I saw like just in this, kind of recent time, I kind of came across the clip. It's Huffington Post. He's got Odd Feature there with them, Earl's there, Frank's there, and stuff. And he says, "I hate it, man." Like he's like, people come up to me all the time. "Oh man, I love your music," and he's like, "What's your favorite song?" or something like that, and people can't name anything out. He was like, he was frustrated people couldn't name anything outside of Yonkers back then. And he was like, he feels like people didn't really listen to his music like that. They just knew who he was and knew he was crazy and stuff. And he said the thing that really changed him and motivated him to make Flower Boy was he was on the train Europe and a boy came up to him in Europe and was like, "Yo, you're that dude from Ridiculousness." And then he said, "Yo, I just like wrote this entire piece for an orchestra in Europe, and you're talking about ridiculousness." He said, "So I went off the internet and I like dedicated 1 year to not being funny, and I made Flower Boy. And from then, I feel like the public perception about my music and how people take me has just been different." So, yeah.
Hey, I'm glad that happened.
What?
Say it again.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm glad it happened.
Oh no, I thought Rashad was going to say something. No, I was going to say he did. Now that you bring that up, like him saying that he made a point not to be funny on the internet. That's interesting because he was at one point like almost as much of an internet personality as he was an artist as far as how people viewed him. Like even when Vine was popular, I remember he was like one of the more popular like Vine accounts back then around that time. But yeah, no, that's fascinating. Do we want to talk some more about?
Wait, hold on. I have one thing to say about this.
Okay.
Flower Boy. Flower Boy leaked a week before it came out. And at this time, as Mo knows for sure, like I was not listening to Tyler, like or Odd Feature. However, Perfect and Young and I F and Hate You eventually like crept into my playlist in college. Like in 2014, a year after Wolf, I give I F and Hate You a chance because I was talking to my ex about it. And she was like, "Have you ever heard the song?" And I was like, "No, I don't listen to Tyler, just that." And I listened to it like on the side and I was like, "I really like this." So, so those two songs were songs that I just loved. Like, and though I feel like those are kind of like, that's his entire career now, or just those two songs. But anyways, regardless. So I was not rocking with Tyler, not listening to Tyler because like they just play with God too much and everything like that. That leak came out of Flower Boy, and I checked it out because I was listening to I was watching Everyday Struggle every day. Shout out to Nadeska, shout out to Academics, and shout out to Joe Budden. And I was like, bruh, this is crazy. I got baptized that Saturday at the little youth conference at our church. My ex, who I haven't talked to at that point in 2 years, she got baptized too, but she forgot her car keys. So she came up to me and was like, "Yo, can you take me home?" It's the first time we talked in 2 years. It was awkward. So I took her home and I was just riding, just making talk. I was like, "Yo, Tyler Creator dropped like the most beautiful album of 2017. And she was like, "What? Really?" Like, I think first she was shocked that I was listening to Tyler Creator. And second, she was shocked at me saying he dropped the most beautiful album of the year. 444 just came out, everything like that. So she was like, "Oh, okay, bet." And a couple days later, the album officially came out. The whole perception of Tyler, it's kind of crazy, like thinking about that moment of just like the exact moment my perception of Tyler changed and the world's perception of it changed, and he just went up and became like this huge megastar in music and not just in culture. Because like Jelani said, he was a huge figure in culture with Loiter Squad. He was friends with Justin Bieber, Drake. As you see here, he was on Punk'd, so like Ashton Kutcher and everything like that. Tyler been Tyler, but it's like on the music side, this is when the change happened and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just crazy thinking of an exact moment where that happened and just how big he is in music.
No, facts, bro. It's crazy. Like, as Jelani said, like, I as well myself has been a fan since 2011 as well. Like, I was a fan of his when he dropped Bastard. And but it's always crazy. If you go back and listen to a lot of his songs, like the melodic feel, it just took him time to figure out how to work his voice and then to incorporate other people. But like, he always had a lot of like women-centric songs in there, and it was dope to see. Like, I think like I was a little surprised that he made this switch, but then he always talked about how Pharrell was his biggest influence. And like, I remember when I first heard that, I was like, Pharrell? I'm like, bro, your music sounds nothing like Pharrell's, But then over time, it's like, as it developed, I was like, I see it now, like I see he eventually just worked his way. He had to figure it out, At the time, he was young, just wilding, and that was him and his groups. That was their vibe. But then it's like, as he matured, he was able to shift into that. And now I'm just like, yeah, buddy. Yeah. I said, like, I trust him creatively. Like, if he makes a project, I'm going to for sure be like listening first day,
I think she might. Would you say she is the first like hit of his that showed like, yo, this is an example of what's to come from Tyler creative for his career?
I guess, yeah, like if you say like hit, like that was like the first one that people, I don't think it was like super known. I think now in hindsight, a lot of people know it,
Yeah.
Frank is a superstar.
Yeah, like I like when the album came out, I don't feel like a lot of people gravitated towards it because they just didn't gravitate towards the album in general. But I think in hindsight, yeah, like that would be the first song that people will credit to him being like, okay, like this was that. I could see where he was always kind of on this vibe, or around this vibe.
What's funny? That song is like the subject matter is actually really dark. Like if you listen to what the song is about, but it's like it's such a beautiful song that people kind of just skip over it. Like we just kind of decided like we're not going to acknowledge that this song is about. I don't even want to say what it's about. Like you can go if you've never heard it before, you can go look it up yourself. But yeah, it's just funny because I had like my first high school girlfriend or whatever around that time. So it's like when I think about that song, I think of that. But it's like it's almost like it's hard to go back and listen to because it's I don't know, it's weird. Like I was watching one of those like those Trap Lord Ross, the Chicago drill documentaries like yesterday. And I was just thinking about how like when Chief Keef first came out, because I'm the same age as him and like G Herbo and Lil Bibby, all those guys like around those time, and even like Dirk, like they only like a couple years older than us. Like I was kind of desensitized to the idea of them rapping about killing each other.
I wasn't.
So you was a little bit more.
Oh, Mo was right there with me. I said, bro, I literally have a tweet. I remember I tweeted it out because everybody was singing I don't like around school, right? So like I'm looking into it. And this is the first thing I tweeted, like just thinking about it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the tweet. But I remember tweeting it out as soon as it happened. Hold on, let me see.
Real quick, what I was gonna say was like real quick, just the same way I feel like I was desensitized to drill music when it first became popular. I feel like because I was a teenager at the time, I was desensitized to what Tyler was rapping about. even though it was for entertainment, I don't think he was actually like I could say it now because we into the episode. I don't think he was actually raping or killing no women, but like I was just listening to it because like, oh yeah, this song fire. Like the beat is hot. Like I like this. Like I wasn't really thinking about the subject of how crazy it was. I'm really sitting here listening to these songs.
I think that with IF and Hate You too, because he's like, I'll pop out the dark and find you with the new digits you're seeing, with your attitude, then perceive the mix of your evening, make sure you never meet again. Like I was like, yo, that's crazy. The Kyle too, super duper Kyle Mo, when he was talking about like getting off to her Facebook pictures, I was like, yo, what?
Okay, but that's real though. No.
Like Oceans by Kyle was crazy.
Yeah, no facts. Like I think I said this on the pod before, but I remember I put that in the girls' playlist one time, and it wasn't until like because she just wanted to hear like she was like,
bad, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. I just watched Austin Reeves hit a buzzer beater. My bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, how much he had tonight?
I don't know how much he had. He just the game winner at the buzzer. Though.
Oh,
okay. Dang. But yeah, like I remember she was like, yeah, put me on to some music that I don't know, like really put me on. I was like, okay, bet. And then yeah, I made the playlist and I remember I put Oceans on there. And then I was listening to like the playlist when like after I already sent it, I was just listening to it back. And then that song came on, and then like the end of it, and I was like, I hope she doesn't get to this song. Like, like she gonna be like, what the like, all right, Watch that probably been the first time that came on when she clicked it.
He said, it's not like I'm a stalker or something. It's not
right.
Shout out to Super Duper Kyle, man.
Bro, Jelani. I texted Rashad and told him about this when it happened. Bro, tell me why like I accidentally called the girl I used to talk to at like 9 a.m. Like on a random Tuesday. But like with iPhones, as soon as you like I canceled the call as soon as it happened. But with iPhones, it's still gonna show that the person called you, And bro, I was like, it was so awkward, bro. Cause I was just thinking in my mind, I'm like, I can't look at old girl's story for like a month. Cause she gonna be thinking like, why he called me? He was thinking about me,
Yeah, yeah. He reminiscing on old times.
Yeah, and that's definitely not what happened. What really happened was it was like I was going through my contacts looking for something, and I saw her name. Then I think I saw her picture change or something. I don't know what, or I think I saw her name and I was like, and I think I was like, I wanted her picture change. Cause they be updating on the contacts. And so then I clicked on it, but then for some reason, like when I clicked on it, it then like double clicked and then called. And I was like, oh no, like this is not what I need at 9 a.m, If she would have called back, I would have for sure tried to play it off. I would have been like, nah, I was really trying to call sis. And then, your name was so close to the, with the S, it just, I would have came with the
cool way to play it off.
Yeah, bro. But
yo, I remember one time, yo, this is when I was like, I was definitely in my freak bull bag with this one. But I remember one time it was like a Discord link of somebody that somebody who I thought was attractive. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just click on this just to see if the media is really hitting like that or whatever. So I guess I had already had like connected a Discord account to my phone number or whatever. So like I download the app or whatever and I log in like connected to my number. And before I could click on the page, I get a text from my grandfather on Discord like, hey, what's going on? I didn't know you had. I was like, you know what? I'm cool, bro. I'm not even like, I don't want to look at it no more. This just kind of threw off the whole experience. Like, I'm good, man. I didn't even know my grandfather had a Discord. Like, I had so many questions, bro. Matter of fact, it wasn't Discord. It was Telegram.
I was about to say, I already know which one it was.
Telegram. I was like, yo, when did my grandfather get a Telegram account? Like, that's crazy.
I had someone from college hit me up on Telegram, like, yo, And I was like, bro, if you have my number, why are you hitting me up on Telegram?
Like, yeah, I was like, do you get a notification that I opened up that? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think you like show up as like a suggested added friend, or it'd be like someone from your contacts just created. I think it'd do that.
It'll tell you exactly. Yeah, if you create an account, it'll be like this person just created an account, and
that's too much. I want to be low key. I want to just make my account and just if we add each other eventually, cool. But like,
yeah,
Telegram, you is where it goes down.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah, no, Telegram is the internet is filthy, bro. It's it's really crazy. Like they serious about like I know Rashad, I know you've been out the game for a minute, but they really are serious about like you gotta type in your ID for these sites.
Yeah, they're
not playing
on that,
game.
especially with the site that's initials are PH Cornhub. Yeah, they've been on it because they got sued. Them jokers got sued. I guess they lost the suit because the way that they've been moving ever since has been super strict. Like they don't play it. It's like in mad states, you can't even like you said, you gotta upload your ID and everything and all that and stuff like that. Yeah, they're cracking down, man. And I think it's just because of like just all of the damage that it did to, kids, to be honest, and stuff like that. And parents sue them and they lose millions of dollars. And if you want to make someone change, put some money in it for sure.
Bro, today's kids, bro, their access to corn these days, bro, it's crazy. Cause I think back, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I remember back in the day when I first started, getting a chance to, look at stuff on my phone. And when you back in like middle school or high school, whatever, really more like early, cause the connection on your phone, like the internet, it wasn't no 5G, it wasn't no LTE. It wasn't even 3G. You feel me? You just had you had to really wait for that video to load. You feel me? Like it might buffer. It may not you might be, to be real, you sitting there trying to get through it and you doing your thing and then it freeze and it's like, bruh, now you gotta sit and let it buffer for a little bit and all right, let's get back to it. It's like these kids, everything is right there, at all times, just ready to go.
They gotta be desensitized. Like you talk about ED, oh, this generation is gonna have it because it was already already a problem with younger people when 21 Savage was I don't know how 21 might be 33 now, 32. He just had a birthday.
Yeah,
32, 33. That song No Heart was 2016. So that was 9 years ago. So he was 23, 24 when he was talking about I don't even need a pill for her. I'm like, why is someone under 25 rapping about not needing a pill to have, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, that was the first time. Okay, I think it's that stuff we consuming, but it's also in 21 Savage case, drugs, all the drugs over the years, made them numb and things of that sort. So they had to pop pills before the age of 25. This generation of kids growing up with the highest quality, the HD, high speed at the tap of doo on that, man, what? Oh man, they going, all right, let me just 15 years old, first time trying to get it in. Now gonna know how to get the sucker up. You know what I mean? Because them jokers is desensitized.
It was a progression for me, and we all around the same age, so it's probably we damn near literally the same age. So I'm sure y'all can relate, but it was it started off when I was a young kid. It was just be just magazines, it might be they would have double XL or Vibe might have a motto in it or something like that, and then we got to the HBO era. And then, the computer and eventually it didn't get to the phone era for me because the internet around that, Mo was saying, my bad, I'm on my laptop. But yeah, Mo was saying the internet around that time was it cost too much to have good internet on your phone. Your parents had to get the real crazy phone bill in order for your phone to have good internet. So in 2007, 2008, you wasn't opening up you wasn't watching no videos on your phone. Bro, you had to. I remember as a kid, this will never. the day I knew we entered the future, I feel like I've told this story before, bro. The day I knew we entered the future, this had to be either 06 or 07 because I was in 6th grade. A kid came to school on my bus and he had it downloaded on his PSP. That was the moment when I was like, bro, we have officially entered. Like, he was sitting here on the bus watching, you know what, on his PSP in the morning. I was like, bro, this is before the first iPhone came out. Like,
on the bus is crazy.
Yeah, he was just showing it to us because we kids. So he's showing it to us like, yo, look what I got on my PS. I'm like, bro, that blew my mind at the time. And then fast forward damn near 20 years now, like that's the standard. Like if you
yeah. Well, one time another thing, it was like I think it was iPod Touch or something like that. One of the first iPods that you could watch videos and download videos, but it was a small screen. And we were out for trick-or-treating. At this point, this is a time where we're like old enough to where we're not even dressing up anymore. We just going to get some candy. And and he, like you said, showed me it on his little iPod thing with the screen. And that was the first, I would think I was probably like 11 or 12 at that point. Yeah, but yeah, that was my first time similar situation.
Right. When was the first, do y'all remember the first time you saw like nudity, like just uncensored like nudity?
Yeah, I was at my stepmom's brother, so technically like my step uncle, I guess. I was at his house or whatever, but like his son was like around my age, so it was like me, him, and another one of our cousins, and all the adults had like went out to do something or whatever. So it was like a Saturday night. It was like 11, 12. So back then, like HBO or whatever, all the channels used to have like the premium. They had their own little programs or whatever, and we watched that. And I was like, shit blew my mind at the time, being like a 8-9-year-old kid seeing that. But it was still tame though, because it was like on TV. They don't show back then. They didn't show like the full thing. It would just be like nudity or whatever. But it wasn't like actual full blown. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids now see.
Right. Nah. I was gonna say, I remember there was one time when I was visiting family in Milwaukee, and they found an old like tape that was like with some crazy stuff. Honest, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. I really think it was like a Bad Boy Diddy tape or something like that. Not like but like it was like sponsored by him or something like that. And it was just like a bunch of crazy stuff going on. But I remember I was like mad young. So I was like, bro, I'm not finna watch this. Like I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it. So that was the first time kind of being exposed to it, but I didn't really watch it. But the first time I really saw some crazy, bro, I remember my uncle. I was at my grandparents' house in Nashville, and my uncle had this magazine. And bruh, like I remember I opened it up and I was looking, and then the center page was the girl spread eagle, like lips open, everything, bro. And I remember I was like, I just threw the magazine because I was like, yo, what the? Like, it threw me off because that was my first time ever seeing that, bro. So I was just like, yo, that's what that looks like? I was like, yo, what the? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was just it been stuck in my mind, like ingrained in my mind ever since, bro. Cause I was just like, I was just like, bro, this doesn't. I don't know if I like this. Like I wasn't thinking like on a Macklemore, but I was just, this is crazy.
No, yeah, the first time, yeah, I get what you're saying, because it's like you don't know what you have no clue. It's just you just imagine what, you know what I'm saying, then you see it and it's like, oh, this is okay. This is fascinating right here.
No, facts.
Kyle would never do something like this for his brand.
This
was pre-McDonald's Nike Kai.
Right, is that who I think it is?
2021.
Yeah,
bro.
It is him.
She was looking right here. So she had a little weight on her at the time.
Yeah, she the soccer player retired her, man. Like that.
She was a soccer player?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Like,
she got the
Europe,
game now.
but like ever since then, like she been like ghost. Like You don't see her on no jumper. You don't see her on Kai Cenat stream. Like she is just out the public eye. Like she used to be like an influencer. She used to be almost as known for like her influencers, social media stuff as she was known for her profession. Like how kind of Violet Myers is now. Like Violet Myers is like just as known for like anime and video games and Twitch and YouTube and stuff as she is for the other stuff.
50 told him go ahead, switch the style up.
You retired her, man. I don't see.
They hate, let them hate.
I got a question, Jelani. By the way,
Yeah,
you know who's coming on the channel on my channel tomorrow?
no, who?
It's I don't know if you gotta tell me if you know the name. Do you know Maya Morena?
No, I don't know her. I thought you were gonna say Woochie Wobbler again.
Oh no. Oh, you said again. Oh, you tapped in for that one.
You told me that you were interviewing. I think I did see
it.
the clip though. I think I.
Yeah. Shout out to Uchi. That's my dog. That's my dog for sure. Friend of the channel. Shout out to her boyfriend, everything like that. It's all respect. It's all respect. But yeah. Nah, I'm having on Maya Moreno tomorrow.
Is she another professional?
She is.
Okay.
But Maya, her story is it's a bit different because she was an activist for like a set of years, and she even said that she originally got into the industry to promote her politics and her political views and stuff like that to make change and bring change. And so but well, like that's why I reached out because she was doing a lot of stuff with immigrants as well and ICE. And so I was like, yo, like we could talk about the ICE thing and this and that. And she was like, oh, I don't do activism no more and this and that. So we'll be talking about all that for the people watching this right now. That's a preview of what's coming up tomorrow night.
She said, I don't do activism.
She's like, I left that activism. She's like, I like that activism a couple of years ago. So shouts out to Maya, but yeah.
She definitely looks like a cool, like earthy type woman right there.
Yeah. Shouts out to Maya for sure.
You know, I definitely want to. That's a rough industry. I like it now that they can like make their own money. They ain't gotta go through these a lot of these nasty companies that be. Oh, what I've been hearing about though is that a lot of these like the more popular OF models, they be having like marketing agencies behind them.
Yeah, well, you know, Mo was talking about that probably a few episodes ago with talking about Ben the Don. Like,
yeah, he did say, yeah, he used to manage. That's a crazy profession right there.
It's a lucrative one.
It can, yeah, no, that's a fact. That's low key like illegal pimping right there.
Bro,
legal on depending on who you ask.
Yeah, what?
Legal on depending on who you ask.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Bro, it definitely been a couple girls that I'm like, especially during that time when it was really popping, I was like, bro, you should just go ahead and do it. Like, I'm telling you. Like, I don't know why you not. But
you think Joy Taylor ever gonna give in?
No, I think she getting. I mean, realistically, I think because of her age, it would be crazy too. I think if she was younger, I think she definitely would. Like, if she was still in her 20s, I think she would. But she's like almost 40 now. It's like, bro, you starting OnlyFans at 40, you would never be respected in this industry again, bro. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Yeah, I still think she has hopes of like eventually. It probably will happen too. She'll probably get another job somewhere else, at like at another company. I don't know. Well, I think she did say that she was kind of over the whole sports talk thing, though. So I don't know.
Really got a BBL?
No, she's just trolling.
Oh, okay.
She showed a video of her working out, talking about I finally got that BBL, y'all, and this was 13 hours ago. Also, on that
play the video,
just like you said, play the video. ain't gonna take down my channel. I'm not taking down my channel off of no Joy Taylor. I ain't gonna lie. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, you know, she kind of like speaks unfiltered about like certain topics on her like podcast and on the internet and interviews now, ever since like kind of like getting outed by Fox Sports. And that, I think that with the combination of her, thirst traps that she's always had on Instagram, and then like this comment today, it just made me think. I was like, is she ever gonna make that step? I don't know. And another person, which social media has kind of made like a joke for a long time, or Twitter specifically. It's been I ain't even want to say that. That's a friend of the channel right there. The other person I wanted to say. So shout out all the friends of the channel for sure.
Oh, I know. Wait, hold on. I feel like let me put my thinking cap on right now. I feel like there's a few names that I'm trying to come to mind. That you said people that you were a friend with that they've been suggesting they should make a certain type of channel.
Yeah, they're not my friend, but
are they
friend of the channel. Yeah, friend of the channel. Yeah.
Oh, wait, put the name in the.
You on mute. You on mute, Jelani.
I was just saying I would love to see it, but that person has actual like real endorsements. Like
they got motion.
Yeah. They don't have to.
But they be posting kind of like really like teetering that line, boy.
Oh, yeah,
and they just did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've seen a couple. Yeah, that was like
I can't say because then that'll give it away. But yeah.
Say it again.
I said I can't say it because that would give it away. But yeah.
Yeah. No, but they got real. They got like actual like clothing, like real luxury. They don't have to. I hope so.
But it's also like you could do a Ruby Rose type joint where you just in bikinis and bathing suits the whole thing.
Yeah, but
it's just a stigma around it.
It's like, what do you want your brand to be though? Because even though like you said, Ruby Rose, she doesn't do like full nudity, nor is she actual like doing scenes with guys or nothing like that, like anything close to that. But there is like a certain way that people perceive her based off. I don't know. Once you do that, it's like your brand can't go to a certain.
That's
like,
a fact.
This happened a few months ago. Like Melissa Ford was, when she was on the Joe Budden podcast, she talked about how she was supposed to talk at like some HBCU or whatever, but then they found out she had a OnlyFans account and they canceled the speech or whatever because it was like. And I'm not putting out no. She talked about this herself. Like I didn't.
But first of all, why did you book Melissa Ford, bro? Like,
you could get some perspective as far as I don't know what I don't know what it was.
As a video vixen. Yeah, so why is it all of a sudden because she has an OF that it's like, oh, we need to get her out of here? That don't make no sense. Do that make sense to you, Mo?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Being a video vixen and having an OF.
I don't think they necessarily on the same level, but it's like I don't know. Is that I think she's done other things as far as like her brand, as far as attaching herself to like certain educational things. I'm not sure, but I don't know why they was booking Melissa for. But it just for the greater point of like, once you have that account, you are looked at a certain type of way. Like if you're a rapper, because that's the thing too, where it'll be like. I be seeing it all the time where it'll be like like maybe like a rapper or like a singer or a female comedian. They just want like that extra boost on the fan base and they make an account. But it's like you're not gonna be known as a rapper no more. Like this is what you're known for now, or a comedian, whatever it is that you do. Like so yeah, once you make that account, your perception is kind of changed.
Yeah, that overtook Ruby's entire music career. Like Ruby Rose was a XXL freshman.
I was gonna say she was like a rapper, like a real rapper.
Yeah, she had a hit. Big Mouth was a hit, and she was on the freshman list. And then it was like ever since then, people just look at her as like the local thought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm not saying Ruby Rose is a thought. I'm just saying that's the public perception. Shout out to Ruby Rose. Shout out Georgia State for sure. Go Panthers.
I didn't even know she went to state.
Yeah, she went to school with me.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought that's a whole another story though. That when them tweets leaked, or when it was digging up the old tweets from when
when she was in high school.
Yeah.
She was like, "I'm going out with Travis Scott in LA this weekend."
Yeah, that was crazy.
Me and Travis Scott going to the LA Rams game to watch Todd Gurley. I think Todd Gurley was UGA in 2014, but whoever. When did the Rams leave St. Louis?
I think their first year in LA was 2016. I want to say 2015 or 2016. It was either one of those.
2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
Damn.
I seen a random St. Louis Rams highlight. Not to get off track, but like I seen a St. Louis Rams highlight the other day, and I was like, damn, the Rams really did used to play in St. Louis. Like it's kind of crazy that team just like don't exist no more. I mean, the team exists, but I wish the Falcons would do the same. I wish they would leave so I can stop caring about them.
If you know, you know.
They here forever.
Real hoops.
Steven Jackson.
Real hoops.
He had a little run on the Falcons too. He wasn't bad on the Falcons.
Yeah, he had a nice little. You know who was decent on the Falcons, bro?
Who?
Todd Gurley.
Oh.
He was not trash on the Falcons. He was okay. He wasn't trash. I feel like we've seen some trash running backs on the Falcons. I don't think Todd Gurley was one of them. I think he played well enough to get another 1-year deal somewhere. And he never got it.
Yeah, he wasn't the same Todd Gurley. But I mean, I think it was obvious that his knees were just like he only had so much time left.
100%.
I mean, his Falcons career, he's gonna be forever remembered for that play when he scored when he wasn't supposed to score.
Accidentally fell into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like after that, he couldn't come back from that.
No. Great player though. Shout out to Todd Gurley.
I think Todd Gurley was a St. Louis Ram then. Yeah, 2016.
His rookie year. I think it's maybe his first 2 years. I think they was in St. Louis. Or at least his first year.
I think him and Nick Chubb, if it wasn't for their injuries when they were in Georgia, I think just their injury history in general, but I think the injuries in Georgia set them because they had consistent knee injuries going into the league. And then from there, it just continued on. But both of them would be the best 2 running backs of all time. Because, bro, when they their time that they had in the league when they were at full health, they were 2 of the best running backs in the league, you know? So I wish they could have remained healthy, had like a good – could that be the difference sometimes? You know, that's why it's so impressive with LeBron, because I think realistically, if LeBron maybe you know, had an injury where he missed the season, you know, things would have been a lot different, you know, but it's just it was just year after year after year of just consistency, you know, where it's just he had never hurt and he'll play at a high level. But there's a lot of players, if they never got hurt and got to play at the same level as LeBron, I think we would have different conversations, you know. But I still think LeBron is still LeBron. So I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. But I just think realistically that's what's added to his greatness is his health. Him staying healthy all that time, until now, because he's a 41-year-old man, you know, it's this man, I done seen this man twist ankles that had people out for half a season. Him just get up and just walk it off.
Yeah.
Bro, that man punched the board and broke his hand. Came out and played 3 more games in the finals.
Yeah, what's his name said that? Dwayne Wade said that. He said he had an ankle injury or something like that most people will be out for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. He said he iced it and he was good in 8 minutes and came back and was dunking and looked like LeBron again. He said he's never seen something like that. He said he's a freak of nature. One thing I also wanted to say, these St. Louis Rams, the helmets, the colors, hard.
Facts.
I liked it better when they first came back to LA, when they had
the blue and yellow joints.
Yeah, they should have just stayed with those. I don't like, they jerseys now they don't look good to me.
Yeah,
they don't hit the gray and that version right there was fire. They should have just stayed with those.
That's I like how the gold shines right here. It looked like a ram, they look like a ram horns.
You know what the problem is with these jerseys? They was ass for most of the time when they wore these. They won the Super Bowl in '99 with Kurt Warner and them, but they had these jerseys, and then they switched to those, and it was good for like a couple more years with like Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk. But then after they left, early 2000s, up until they moved to LA, they stink. They stunk.
Trash. They
was consistently like one of the worst teams in the league growing up.
Shout out to Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt, yeah, Isaac Bruce.
Man, boy, that was a name right there. Yeah,
only bro. We the only podcast talking about the St. Louis Rams in 2025.
You know, we talking about the St. Louis Rams in the same podcast. We talk about the Marietta, Georgia mayor election, and Maya Morena, and Tiana Trump, and what else?
We cover it all. It's just too much.
Crazy. 6'7".
I still don't know what that means.
It don't mean nothing.
Okay.
Bro, this girl like had to been like look like either anywhere between 17 to like 19. I'm coming out of the bathroom, and then I've never seen a girl day in my life, you know. And she walks up and was just like, "What did I tell you about that 6'7" rule?" And I said, "I'm sorry." And she was like, "It's okay." And then she just walked into the bathroom.
No, little kids is weird. Well, I mean, not little kids, teenagers is weird, bro.
Bro, did y'all see that one video? It probably did. It was so random. It was like, so I just learned about the new trend where, you know, you put your hand out to like for somebody to like, you know, give you a high five or like give you a dap or whatever, and then you move and you like yeah. So I just
saw someone do that on a stream, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, so I guess it's the dude that performed with. Remember when you say you saw Buddy perform at the Hawks game, and I like they got anybody performing now?
You talking about Matt Hefner, bald head dude? Or are you just talking about Prada Bag Shotty?
Okay, I think Matt Hefner, like him and the group that he be with, like the person who I saw who page was Mr. Gooby, something like that. But yeah, I don't. As I said, I just saw these dudes for the first time. Yeah, that's definitely not him. Yeah, so Hafner.
I thought that man's name was Hefner. See, that's the problem.
Right. But yeah, so I just saw that video for the first time. So I guess they created yeah, because I see they're the ones that keep doing it. But moral of the story is I saw the guy, he walked up to the group of girls and like, so you can't see his face. It's just like he got the camera. And then he walks up to the first girl and it was 4 girls. The first girl was just like, he was like, hey, can I ask you a question? And she was like, I got a boyfriend. And then she walks away. And then so her and her friend walk away. So he was like, wait, I wasn't about to ask you that. And then this white girl walks up and then was just like, hey, come here. And then like went to and then did the thing. And then bruh, it was just such a random thing because then like he like froze it because it's like he got curved by that girl and then that girl hit him with the thing and then she emoted in his face. It was just like bruh, and then like the other girl on the side just sitting there laughing. I was just like, bro, this generation is crazy now, bro.
Nah, that's funny. I seen like when you talking about the video, I seen another video of it was like from the same, like from the point of view of the person behind the camera or whatever. It was like a dude, he's going up to girls at I don't know if it was like a party or a homecoming or whatever. Bro literally went like 0 for 30. Like approaching women.
I have that coming up in my stream, bro. Like,
you saw that video?
I haven't watched it yet, but I saved it for my stream. Yeah, he went.
Bro, I couldn't do it, bro. It was just too cringeworthy.
I don't even know how that's possible to go 0 for 30. Like, if you shoot with more than 10, I say more than 20. Someone's gonna say, at least give you a number, bro. More than 20.
Part of it is probably. Excuse my yawning. Part of it's probably because he had the camera, So I feel like that automatically that
Some
makes
women
it.
who would say yes, they would say no just because.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still, I put it like this: if you attractive, and like if Chris Brown is walking around with a camera, like he not shooting his shot 30 times and getting turned down. Like that's crazy, right there. Like, what does that do to yourself? Yo, I'll be vulnerable here. I approached a woman like last week and got curved. And it was respectful. It was quick and to the point. She was just like, no. I was like, all right, cool. But even that, for like a good 24 hours, I thought about that. I was like, damn, that was. I was like, damn, that didn't go. I thought it was gonna go. It wasn't bad, but it was like enough that it was like, ah, man, you know. So I can't imagine shooting my shot 30 times in one day and getting rejected.
Bro, fact. Yo, Rashad, I just sent you the video I was just talking about on Twitter.
Okay, baby. I'm about to pull it up.
But nah, I feel you on that, bro. Now the worst is, bro, did I tell you? I don't know if I talked about it on the pod. I think I did. Where my cousin's best friend.
I don't think so.
Bruh, so I went to one music fest. So I went to one music fest like 2 years ago with my cousin and her best friend. And so, mind you, my cousins told me don't try and talk to their friend. So, like, I was like, okay, I'm not. But then, we get there and then it's just like, I was like, I didn't known their friend for a minute. So I was like, friend looking kind of cute, but at first I was like just chilling. But then it's like my cousins, they're twins, and they're both like, they at the time like had like boyfriends and now like fiancés and husbands and whatever. But so at the time, it's like they all caked up with their boyfriends. So it's like me and no girl. So it's like, we wasn't like caked up, but we were like mad close, most of the time. You feel me? It's like she on the railing, like I'm right behind her on the railing, my arms on the rail, It's like then like when Kendrick came out, like it was just like me and her, we talking, we catching the vibe this whole time. So it's like we've been kind of grooving from since like 4 in the afternoon till like 11, right? So Kendrick goes off and then we about to get ready to leave. So then I was just like, man, forget it. I'm gonna throw a little shot. I said, yo, like, let me get your number. Oh, I don't get my number out to people. I said, what? I was so sick, bro. Like, I was just like, bro, what? And and I remember I told my cousin, like, as we were walking, I was like, bro, tell me why your friend just curved me. And she was like, I told you not to talk to my friend anyway. I was like, you right. I was like, yeah, this is karma. But then it was weird because then after that, the girl kept like we were on the train coming back, on MARTA. She was just kind of like, oh, come sit by me. And then like, so after I got curved, it wasn't like a crazy curve, but after I got curved, I was kind of like, bro, like, forget you, like maybe I'm being petty, I'll salty or whatever, but it wasn't like that deep. But at the same time, I was just kind of like, you don't give your number out to people. Like, I would rather you told me like, nah, you my cousins, you my best friend cousin or something like that, But you just told me you don't give your number out to people. I was like, you gonna give me the BS excuse too? But yeah, she like sitting next to me and she was like, yeah, so what you about to do after this? I'm like, I'm probably gonna go get some meat. Like, oh, where you thinking about getting some food? I'm like, Waffle House. She like, oh, okay. Yeah, some Waffle House do sound good. I was like, yeah, it do. Like, and then like right before we leave, like we like parked in separate areas. I'm like, so I give my cousins a hug and everything, dapper with their boyfriends. And I can see like her friend just looking kind of like, you're not gonna give me a hug, And I was just like, and I was like, all right. Then I came over, I gave her a little side hug. I was like, all right, you have a good day. Have a good night, whatever. But it was just so weird. I was just like, yo, like, you essentially just curved me, but then you still want the attention. And then, Brad, last time I saw her at my cousin's engagement party, like, I see her, we sit next to each other. And so, it was the energy was kind of weird at first. Like, cause it wasn't like the first time I saw her since then. Like, I done seen her a couple of times. But so like we sit next to her, I was just like, what's up? How you been? She's like, I've been good. I heard she got a boyfriend and stuff now. So I was like, okay, like she didn't tell me, but I heard. And then we talking, like, they're talking about my food. And because like I be cooking meal prep, and so sometimes I'll send the pictures of my meals to like my sisters and my cousins. And so they were talking about it. I guess they told a friend, and then the friend was just like, "Yeah, I heard you be cooking. Like, like I want to try some of the food one day." I was just like, "True, yeah, like." I'm like, we need to do, we need to, and I'm trying to think of the word. So I'm thinking of potluck, where it's like the whole group come together. She go, I was like, yeah, we should do she like a collab. I said a collab. I was like, I mean, I guess we could do that, but I was thinking potluck. She's like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool too. And I'm like, you trying to do a collab, fam? Like, I was like, so just me and you, like, is your boyfriend gonna be there? I'm thinking that in my head, but it's just like I could tell her energy is like, you still, I don't know. And I told my cousin about it again. They was like, well, she's just friendly. I was like, yo, like I saw her staring. I caught her staring at me while we were out. And then she was staring at you. I was like, yes. I looked away and she was still looking. And then I told her about the collab thing and she was like, she don't even cook. I was like, exactly. But I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to ask, like, what type of collab you talking about? like, how are y'all supposed to like? What does she mean by that,
Brad? I'm like, so you want us to get together and just come cook together? Like, that's some real date type stuff. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, neither one of us do cooking content. You feel me? Like, but I don't know. It's just like it just baffles me because I'm like, as I said, when I talk to my cousins about it, they always be like, she's just friendly, that's just how she is. And I'm like, I think your friend feeling me, bro. Like, I really feel
I ain't dating no. If you friendly, stay away from me.
I feel you on that.
You ain't got to be stuck up in you ain't got to be all that to other people that's what I'm saying, that's not your man. But it's like that overly friendly, you know what I'm saying? Like, this my brother, but like y'all hugging all, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like your leg kind of get picked up when you hug. You're like, nah, twin, like,
oh, that's crazy. Your leg getting picked up?
Like your leg like lifts off the ground when y'all hug.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like he grabbing your leg, bro.
No.
He got
at that point, like as soon as he puts his hand under your kneecap, it's over. I'm out.
Yeah. Oh boy. But
that's a crazy scenario.
Yeah. Nah, for real, that I will crash out. I ain't gonna lie.
That's like when that video of Michael Ealy when he was hugging Megan Good in front of Jonathan. I'm not mature enough for that yet.
Yeah, the pickup is kind of crazy.
Jelani, did you see the Kirk Franklin video with with NLE Chopper and Jonathan Majors, bro?
No, I actually did my best to avoid that video just based off the names.
Anyways, after the fact, right? TMZ man, he at the airport with NLE, and he said, bro, like, it looked like Jonathan was kind of on you, kind of heavy. He said, yeah, I think he, still mad about that time I was talking about his lady, his wife. And look, man, I don't want your wife. I just say she was a beautiful woman. That's all I said. And he was like, I think he still, kind of feel a way about that situation. And so, yeah, it just reminded me of that.
Yo, NLE Chopper has been a goon. He's been a spiritual healer. He's been a techno house music artist. He's been Dr. Sebi. Like, there's really nothing that that guy. He's bald now. I think
he feels like he's been famous longer than he's actually been famous. Like, and I think the fact that Chopper Style, or what was his I Am a Menace. What was the name of that song? Chopper Style.
What's it called? Chopper Flow or something like that.
Chopper Flow.
Yeah,
Chopper Flow. Yeah. When the first Chopper Flow came out, he was like 15, 16, but that was like 2018. So now we're like 7 years later. The kid is still only 21. Like, he did all of that in front of our faces, like, as a famous person, front-facing person, and he's still only 21. That's kind of like the most mind-blowing thing about it all to me.
Yeah, he's got like how Chief Keef was like 22 for it felt like 5 years.
Lil Wayne is only 1 year older than Donald Glover.
That's crazy.
Facts.
Oh, you know what made me think about that too? I seen a picture of it was a Big Boy from Outkast. He took a picture with Clips or whatever, and I was just thinking about how Malice is like 3 years older than Big Boy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it feels off because like Outkast came out, bro. Clips didn't come out till like 02. Outkast was out in 94.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
another one is I don't know if you've seen the video after the Grammys 50-year hip hop celebration backstage of Jay-Z dapping up Rakim, and then he's like, "Thank you for the
yeah.
and people are like, y'all are like the same age."
Rakim was like a year older than Jay-Z.
Rakim is like Jay-Z's age, bro. Yeah. Shout out Rakim, friend of the channel.
Yeah, I think people forget Jay-Z, like Jazzo, who was like his mentor or whatever. Like Jay-Z was featured on a song that was getting played on like Young TV Raps in the 80s. Like Jay-Z, he didn't really pop off to the 90s, but he had been trying to rap since like literally the 80s. This is a long ass time ago.
But like when you see any of his old stuff with that flow, that's really what tell you how old he is. Like when he do, I keep it in Mac. I keep it in these brothers don't know. I keep it again.
Jay, my favorite rapper, and I hate those old songs before he really found his style. Like, yeah, no, I don't like a lot of those old songs from that era.
No, facts.
We never watched that video that you sent. By the way, we never pressed play.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me press play on it, man. 6, 7. All right, hold on.
My bad, Frank. You do me a favor? I have a boyfriend. I wasn't gonna ask that.
That's so embarrassing. Oh, that's So it's I get secondhand embarrassed. Like that's. Oh man,
bro. That's why I was like, the whole sequence is just like, bruh, like,
it's
all right, y'all got it.
These dudes are gonna mess up Ray-Bans, bro.
Facts.
Like anytime you walk up to a woman now with glasses in public, she gonna assume like you're a YouTuber, especially if you're making a move on her. Are you recording me? Is that recording me? I already see it, bro.
That was a dummy mission on his part too, though. Listen, bro. The groups that's what really would get you curved crazy right there. The groups, because it's like they more emboldened by that point to be like, because they're in front of their friends, and it's like they don't have to worry. Like, this is fucked up, but it's true. Like, if you approach a woman while she's by herself, it's almost like she kind of has to be. She doesn't have to be nice, but she's like more inclined to. No, listen to what I'm saying. She's more inclined.
What do you mean by that?
No. She's more inclined to be nice because it's just for safety reasons. Like women give out fake numbers and things like that because they want to leave. So it's like they're not going to be as. A lot of times they won't be as rude because they want to make it back safely to where they go.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy.
How is that crazy? It's a
that's crazy. Mo, is that crazy? Yeah, I'll let you be the judge.
How is that crazy? I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it is true. Like
this feels like one of those moments where they clip it 5 years down the line and they like, yeah, Rashad was just in the frame. Rashad was just on the video. Rashad did not say that. Jelani said
that. Let me rephrase this correct. A lot of times. Bro, you make it seem like I'm saying that it's a good thing or like it should be that way. It should have to be.
No, this is what it sounds like you said, Jelani. It sounds like you said, no, it's really good when you got the girls by themselves because like they want to make it back home. Like,
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying you're more likely to get a kinder response or like a more patient response because it's like I've seen women say this where they'll be like, they'll keep the conversation going or they'll give a fake number or something like that just because they want to get out the situation. So it's like if you could find a way within that if they do give you the light of day just because they're like, all right, I'm trying to keep it moving, but I'll give you a chance. It's like you have a better chance if you can make something work. But if you approach when it's like every time I've seen a dude approach a group of girls like this, when it's like 5 or 6 of them and they try to make it work, more times than not, it don't be working, bro. Because it's like if she like right here when she curved him, it's like what you gonna do? Like you gonna get mad and cuss him out and look crazy? Like what you just gotta take the L in that situation.
Sometimes they just want to put on the show too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they friends. That's my point too. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to make that sound as crazy as it sounded. Like now that I think about it, but I know what I meant. It does sound crazy though.
You want to make it back home, right? Continue this conversation.
I'm not on the guy's side of that situation, but I'm saying you are more likely like to get a fair shot if you do approach when they by themselves. But that sounds nuts.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you follow me.
Yeah, because if you do try and hit them, especially like as a solo, and you try to go to the group, then it's like unless you got like a crazy opening, you feel me?
Exactly.
Like you got to really scout. You got to make sure like this is the one, because if you pick the wrong one, it's over. You know. But yeah, like I think. But if you catch a girl, like if you talk to a girl when she by herself and like on a one-on-one situation, you do have a lot better success rate, you know. But yeah,
you worded that so much better than I did.
Hey, I almost went down the same route. I almost like if you catch her by herself now.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have used the word catch. That's what made it sound crazy.
I think another good way if you're a one going into a 1-on-5 situation in transition, this is the way you could do it. Okay, you come into the group, like to the circle with a joke, and then like you kind of like open up conversation with everybody, but you stand next to the one that you want. And then you kind of like as time goes on, like make a little side comments as the rest of the girls, the rest of the group are talking to each other. You make little side comments like, yeah.
See, you assuming that you're gonna get that much time, though. Bro,
you're right. And I feel like that might be part of the problem.
You got to make some shape within like the first like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah,
you got to offer to buy drinks, or it got to be something like within the first few seconds, because otherwise it's like, especially if they offering to cut enjoying themselves. Hey, bro, you gonna have to make some shape real quick.
Yeah, you got to come on and be like, I'm so sorry to interrupt, ladies, but I just wanted to tell you, you are so beautiful. I wanted to see if I could possibly get you a drink. If not, like something like that. You got to come on.
Because that one is like, oh, girl, they're going to be, oh.
Right. But, yeah, so you got to be, okay, real quick. How do you feel? Because, my sister told me this is like a rule that she grew up on. And when she told me when I was younger before I started going out, but she said that you got to buy, if you buying a drink for a girl, like if she was with her friends and you try to buy a drink for her, you got to buy a drink for her and her friends. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you don't have to. It's kind of like common courtesy, I guess. But I mean, I think it increases your chances more than. But it also depends on if you like, let's say they separated in the club and then you meet her and then you say you just buy the drink for her, versus if you walk up to them while they're together. I think it is kind of common courtesy to just offer to get, drinks for everybody, but you don't have to, obviously.
I remember, so like I said, I say this all the time, but I was at Tony, shout out Tony Schnall. I was at his first headlining show in Atlanta, and Caribou was the opener, and this was Caribou's first performance ever. So afterwards, you know what I'm saying, only like a few people in there knew who Caribou was, and there was like a music guy around there that was there, and he was like, oh, is this the person that everybody talking about online, Caribou and this and that? So people still don't know who she is at this point, pretty much. And after the show, I was like, yo, I listen to Money Counter every day, this and that. And she's like, oh, it's not, isn't that? And then I'm trying to get her attention, but she's kind of like, everybody's pulling her every which way because she just performed her first show. She had a lot of friends there. And so I'm talking to her friend, her best friend. I'm like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I do. You think I could get an interview with her tonight or something like that? Like you could pull her to the side or whatever and she get a moment. She was like, I mean, you got to work at Magic, buy us drinks. I was like, I'm trying to interview Caribou. I'm not trying to smash Caribou. Like what? What is going on here? Like what are we doing here? Me personally, with the whole. See, I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like through the past couple of years, getting a little older, I do give up a little bit more than I used to. If you asked me this in 21, I would have been like, "Oh, hey, no, I ain't doing that. You ain't getting a thing out of me." Now, man, if you look good enough, I'm buying yes. As long as if it's 5, okay, that's about how much. Now, if the drink's a little pricey, I ain't doing it for all 5. I'm not gonna lie. But like, you and the 2 girls directly next to you, maybe you in the middle of them, I'll do it for y'all 3. And then they'll be like, "What about me?" I'll be like, "Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, look, twin, hey, it ain't gonna happen for everybody, you know what I mean? Because the price is kind of crazy over, and then people gonna laugh, they're gonna be like, that's real, you know what I mean? And I don't know. But yeah.
Nah, what you finna say, Jelani?
Oh no, you good, good.
Well, I was gonna say I feel you on that, bro. Because especially it would depend on the amount. If it's like her and her homegirl, yes. If it's her and maybe her 2 homegirls, yes. If it's the whole group, at that point, I might as well buy a dang bottle. You feel me? Like,
what's the budget? What's the budget?
It really depends on where we at. Like, cause yeah, drinks like. If I can get by with, let's say, I'll say depends, but maybe about 60. I'll say 60.
6? See, okay, I thought I was there. I'm not there yet. I'm not mature enough yet.
Man, because I could see, because I'm thinking like realistically, if there is like drinks, depending on where you at, drinks a lot of times be like 15, sometimes like $18, and usually if you're gonna buy a girl a drink, she's gonna be like, let me get the Don Julio Repo, like she's not finna get nothing cheap. So, and then they're gonna get 3 of those. So if it's like 18, like that's why I say the 60, like that's where I'll about draw the line. Anything over that, like most likely no. I've had some nights, but for the most part, but honestly, like I'll say, usually I don't really try to talk to girls in group settings. Like if it's maybe her, as I said, maybe her and her own girl, like maybe we sitting next to each other at like a bar or something. Like, but usually like if it's like a group thing, like I got somebody with me and we doing like a group thing, and like I'll buy like the girl I'm with a drink, and then like my homeboys buy the girls they with a drink type stuff, But yeah, I've definitely never like I ain't funded the whole good time for the whole crew. You feel me? It's like I might do shots. Like shots ain't too crazy. I'll do like around the shots, But
yeah. That's more realistic. Trying to buy like 4 or 5 women real like full drinks, especially because you're not just going to do one round. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it's not even. You got to have some bread if you're gonna make that happen.
I'm not gonna lie. Even in that case, say I paid her 60 for the 3. That's it. That's it. It ain't no second round. Come on, Rashad. Rashad, what? I don't even drink in the first place. I didn't even want to give up the 60. So that's where the old me come back out.
See, I agree with you. It be them nights where like Mo said, we say he had them nights. It be them nights where like y'all in that zone. It's like, bro, I can't.
I've definitely had moments where I just don't be thinking. I just be like, you only live once. And
exactly.
Like, why did I do that afterwards?
Yeah, but those are few and far between.
Bro, I'm in drink like that anymore. And we was at this one spot, bro. It was 5 shots for $10 of tequila. Bruh, I had went, and it was like these 3 girls that were behind me, and then it was like me and my homeboys, like it was like kind of like a little situation kind of going on. But so then I had like they were kind of already trying to do their thing. Then I stepped in, I got the shots, right? And then so it was like my two homeboys, they got 2 shots, me got the shots, and then I gave the other 3 to the girls. And then they were like, "Oh, where's your shots?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Man, I don't even drink for real." So, I just wanted to get it for y'all. So, a little celebration. I went ahead and put in my little lemonade. I was like, I'll toast with y'all. You feel me? It was like, "Oh my gosh, aw." I was like, yeah. But I'm just thinking in my mind, I was like, bruh, these shots are $10 for 5 of them, bruh. Like, this ain't nothing. Don't trust me. If we went anywhere else, you would not get this love.
That was a perfect opportunity right there.
Bruh, like, yeah, that place that I went to, bro, I cannot remember the name. But when I saw that deal, I was like, I'm glad I'm not drinking because I know I will probably, my head will be throbbing because y'all got to be giving the cheapest liquor in the world, bro. 5 shots for $10.
Oh yeah, that's like plastic bottle alcohol right there.
I had my first version at a work event like 2 weeks ago, and I was just at the bar because they were like, "Oh, come to the bar with me, Rashad. I want to talk to you." This and that. I said, "Okay, cool." So I'm at the bar and stuff, and we talking, and he was like, "What you want?" I said, "Can I get a water?" And then she was like, "Oh, you don't drink?" I was like, "Nah." And then dude made me a version. He was like, "Hey, just because you can't drink don't mean you can't have fun." I was like, "Man, bartenders are some of the like best people socially." But but besides that, I was like, okay. So I had it, and I'm expecting it just to taste like juice, but it's got like a little buzz to it, like it's like buzz, like bubbling, like soda, kind of like
Yeah.
sparkling water. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just gonna taste like juice.
Yeah, I usually get when I go out now, I get a ginger beer and pineapple. And yeah, it's like that's my go-to, and that's like my favorite thing to drink when I go out now. And it's like I hate when, because a lot of times they put non-alcoholic drinks in like a different like glass, and sometimes I'll be like, can y'all just put it in like a normal glass? Like, because it just I don't want the aesthetic of like this man drinking juice,
Yeah.
I'm just not realizing because of this conversation, I'm the only one on the podcast that drinks or watches porn. I got to get my life together.
Hey, I mean, we was all there, bro.
No, I don't. I really don't drink like that often. No, I might drink like maybe like once or twice a month. I don't really. I smoke definitely way more than I drink, but
yeah, I mean, I see myself like drinking again in the future, but like not like crazy, but I could see myself like having like a beer or so. But yeah, like right now I've just been chilling, man. Taking a break from it, trying to reset my mind, body, spirit. You feel me?
yeah, I'm gonna try to. If I do end up making it down to, hopefully I can make it down to New Orleans in a few weeks. Definitely going to. Definitely not gonna lie to you. Definitely gonna get shit faced if I
I forgot. You say you getting a hotel though, right?
Yeah. So about that,
ain't nobody going up in here.
So about that. No, I'm not talking about bringing nobody home. I'm saying like I probably would get faded if I went to New Orleans, but not like embarrassingly, and like I don't want to. My days is getting blackout drunk. That was like early 20s type shit.
But we driving down there, and then like we plan on staying with Rashad. So the only cost for real is you're going to be like spending money while you're down there, and then we're going to the Falcons game, and then most likely going to the Pelicans game. The Pelican game is going to be like, depending on where we get seats, at most it's going to be like $60 some. The Falcons tickets we're looking at are going to be around like $60 some too. So and then you just put in on gas. So yeah, so you don't really, it really ain't gonna be too much. It just, if you can get off, I feel like you should be able to.
All right, that's a bit. Wait, when y'all going down there?
We probably gonna leave that Friday, so
okay.
The 21st, and then come back that Monday, the 24th.
All right, for sure. All right, we're going. We do some strategizing, see if I can make something happen, but hopefully so.
And my biggest thing with it is like the cleaning. Like like it's a few things I need to clean, and then like there's some things I'm putting off on cleaning because I'm like I don't want to clean it now, and like put in all my effort in deep cleaning, and then I gotta like do the same thing in 2-3 weeks. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to time it right of when to start deep cleaning.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you know we've gotten towards the end of the show when we start talking about like our real life plans on the show. Like, we ain't even doing topics no more.
Well, I said that on the pod instead of waiting to after because I know other people are in that position of like, when do you deep clean and stuff like that, your crib and everything like that. I don't know. Some people are like OCD and they're like every week, and I'm like, okay, all right, you got it. But like deep cleaning, it's a difference between cleaning and deep cleaning. Cleaning is something you do every day, like dishes, taking out the trash, picking up after yourself. Deep cleaning, like when you get the bathroom around the rim or the tub, scrub, all that. Nah, that don't happen every day. Washing the sheets and everything like that, you should probably wash the sheets every couple weeks and stuff like that. But all that stuff doesn't happen every day.
Right.
Yeah, that's the process.
Do you I've been getting, I'll be real, I didn't always make my bed every day. And that's something that I've recently been like trying to be like big on. Cause they talk about that. That's like one of the most important things, like mentally, to like make your bed each day before you leave the house, and like clean environment and all that stuff. So yeah, I've been like getting big on that. Like the girl I used to date, she used to, before she left the house, crazy. It's like everybody has they little stuff, and I feel like her house wasn't always the tidiest, but before she left every day, she always made her bed. And that was like, and I remember like, sometimes like I'll be over there, like she'll have to usually leave for work earlier than I did. So like I'll be like still at her crib and then like and then we just leave a little bit later. And then but like so I'll make sure I'm like, okay, no matter how late I'm running, like let me make up the bed because she make up her bed so I'm not gonna leave her bed, But yeah, that's something that I've been trying to do for myself. And I'll say like I ain't gonna lie, like I feel mentally it has been kind of helping because it's like I walk back in and it's just like I don't know, it's just like aesthetically, Like
yeah, when you clean up, when you walk back in, you feel like just good. Like especially if you go out of town, if you clean up before you go out of town, boy, when you come back in with that suitcase and stuff, you like, dang, like sink clean, like kitchen clean, couch clean and stuff like that. Like it definitely is a good feeling. Versus like if your stuff is still how it usually is, and you get back and you like, dang, back to the board.
Right. For real, bro. Yeah, so I'm definitely, wanna just trying to get better at all that stuff. What you finna say, bro?
I said no. That's a valid fact about like making your bed. It's like when you come home. I don't know why it is, but that is true. Maybe it's just like a presentation thing of like coming home and everything's in order. But yeah, no, that's a valid point.
Yeah, because they talk about if your room is like dirty or anything, that's just like that's where your mind is, your mind gonna feel cluttered and a mess. So
I definitely feel like I like typically am running a little behind and stuff like that. I'm rushing out the house and I'm like behind on schedule. I'm running late to something when my stuff is messy. And my stuff is messy right now. Like my apartment is messy right now. And I feel like that might probably have a part to do with like more days than that I'm running out the crib as opposed to like walking out the crib. I walked out the crib one time in the past couple of weeks, I want to say. Boy, that felt so good. And then I was there early and stuff and set up my laptop and everything. And then my editor came in probably like 10 minutes later. He kind of rushed into the thing and I'm like, good morning. He's like, good morning. Yeah, traffic was da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, just watch me be here on time. Yeah.
Right.
And then I was late the next time. But you know what I'm saying? I think tomorrow's an office day. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wake up early, everything like that. Make sure I get in.
Right. No, facts.
But it's not even waking up early for me. I be doing so much in the morning, like because I know I'm gonna be going for the most part until 5 p.m. So it's like bills, email, personal email, setting up stuff, whatever the case might be. I try to get all that done in the morning, and I'll be like, all right, I need to stop around 8. Uploading something for the channel, I need to stop 8:15, 8:30. And then I end up being late because I like run a little bit over. Okay, if I said 8:30, I could go to 8:35 and just send this off, and then I'll be running late. So I'll be waking up early. It's just I try to do too much in the morning before work.
Right. No, I feel you on that, bro.
Yeah, I low key like that approach though of like knocking everything out early, because then you feel like you got the rest of the day to yourself. But the only thing is that it makes it feel like you, by the time you get to like 5, 6 o'clock, you be feeling like it's like 9, 10. So it's almost like it ain't really like it don't really offset, because you almost end up just going to sleep earlier and then just waking back up. So it ain't even really like you getting that much more time. But
no, because you gotta because usually for me, I gotta go to the store, pick up some stuff to cook with, and then come back and cook, or go out to a restaurant, order some food, pick it up, and take it back to my apartment. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still doing stuff like, because you got to eat, and then you got to clean up from the eating.
No, that's a fact.
Bro, one of the biggest things that surprises me about you, Rashad, these days is how much on the go you are, and how much like I could tell you don't really get like a bunch of sleep, but yeah, because I remember when we were like younger, you used to prioritize your sleep. And I remember like there was one point, because I've always been like a very like on the go person. And I remember one time like you were just like, because it was like I was like, bro, let's do something. And he was like, bro, I'm gonna take my nap. And I was like, bro, like we can sleep when we dead, bro. And he was like, I'm not gonna take no time off my life. I'm gonna get my sleep. And yeah, and that always like stuck to me. But it did like, and then now like I see it just like, because we'll be texting, like sending each other like stuff randomly at like 2 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. Or I'll see you post something on your page like the next day, and then then you'll send me something at 8 the next morning, and I'll be like, this man, okay, and it's so interesting, cause I remember when you used to be like, man, like, nah, I'm gonna take this nap, bro. Like
I'm definitely trying to like get back to like having some type of healthy sleep schedule or stuff like that, because doing YouTube and stuff like that is definitely made it like really bad. And but I mean, like when I think about it in a moment, I'm just like, okay, just push a little more, because the sacrifices is gonna be, the differentiating point in the end. And I don't know, bro. It's like I always think about Duke Dennis, bro. Shout out Duke Dennis. But like Duke Dennis is at a point where, Duke doesn't stream every day. He doesn't post on YouTube every day. He can just chill and post and work at his own pace. And he's good for like, as long as is Duke Dennis and people care about who Duke Dennis is, he's good. He can take care of his family, his kids, his mama, everybody, his cousins, all that, just because he's Duke Dennis. And I'm like, one day at the rate that I'm working, I at least give myself a chance to be where Duke Dennis is. And like, that's what pushes me to be like, all right, just do a little more, just do a little more, just do a little more. So, I mean, that's all that is. But in the midst of that, like my sleep schedule and just, I think overall health is terrible. And I can push through it, like just physically and mentally. However, when, my family members die at early ages, and then you see news stories about like your peers and people your age dying of heart attacks and stuff like that, you're like, oh man, sleep is important. So it's like it's a balancing act that you'll never get. You never get the balancing act, but like I'm trying to think about sleep again, like how I used to be. Because I remember, like, I already knew what you was gonna say, because I remember we had Mo and we had an argument, like maybe when in high school, because I used to take a nap every day. I go to school, and then as a senior you get little break blocks to go work. So I left school or whatever, I'll take a nap, then I go to work, or I go to work after school, then take a nap after work, and then I come back to school for practice, rehearsal, or tutoring, whatever the case might be, whatever after school activities I was doing. So in that, Mo was like, this or that, and I said, I need to take my nap. And he was like, bro, you sleep like a toddler. Like, and I just always remember you said that. So I already knew what story you was about to tell then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's tough, bro, because it's like, if you want to change your life, if you want to put yourself in a position like Duke Dennis is in, going back to Duke Dennis, you have to do, those things for a certain amount of time to at least give yourself a chance for that. So I just hope it pays off at some point. If it doesn't, at least I went down swinging. You know what I'm saying?
In the end, these will be the best memories. Word to Big Sean.
It's the journey, not the destination.
Nah, facts.
Very, very deep Big Sean quote right there. That's a great. I love the original version of that song. I did love.
Yeah, I do not like the remake with John Legend.
John Legend. No, it's
Oh
not.
no, yeah. Mixtape version for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's my favorite Big Sean song. We did a versus when we did versus Big Sean Wale. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was way ahead of his time. The
Facts.
Big Sean Wale versus we did way ahead of his time. But when we did it, I put memories in there, and then Ephraim was like, "Bro, this ain't the time to put in your personal favorites." And I was like, memories just mean nothing. But like the Wale Big Sean verses were way closer than it needed to be, because I was picking songs like that I just like had sentimental value to me.
Nah, I love memories. I wouldn't have been mad at the pick.
Yeah, no, that was fun too, bro.
Okay, so say we bring back verses. Now this is the part of the pod, Jelani, where we are planning live on the pod. It's 3 hours in. If you listening, you like probably related to us. or you went to high school with us. Haley, if you listen to this podcast, Haley, like, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. And I know it's a lot of Haleys in the world, but Haley, you know which one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, I hit up someone from high school last week, Jelani, after the pod, because after the pod, Mo and I were just talking about people from high school, and so like I found the number for them. So the next day I hit them up, and they was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "This Rashad." And they was like, no, I said Rashad Milligan. And they said, sorry, I think you got the wrong number. I don't know who that is. And I'm like, anybody between the age of 28 and 32 from Marietta or Cobb County for sure knows who I am. If you black between 28 and 32, you for sure have seen my name, have some type of, oh, yeah, I don't know him, but my so-and-so know him. Or that's the dude that do this or da. Like you. So I was like, okay, that's Cap. And that's how I knew they knew who I was.
Was this a woman?
This was a woman that I used to talk to in high school.
Oh yeah, no, that was I know exactly what that was. Yeah.
But apparently they said I was talking to someone else about it, the situation, the results. And they were like, yeah, I think she got a girlfriend now. And I was like, oh. They was like, yeah, she like lived with her and everything. I said, oh, okay. This was the one I was beefing with on Twitter. Just to clear up any confusion.
You was beefing with?
I was subtweeting them. And I was like the topic of school that night. And I was like, dang, I never would have thought that I would have been like the topic. You know how there's like a topic on Twitter every night? Like,
oh yeah, back then.
And back then it was like hyper local. Like there was no like Twitter celebrities. And it was just like your people. So like for us in Marietta Twitter, I was the topic of that night because I was subtweeting her and she was subtweeting me.
Does this person name start with an S?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's a throwback right there.
Yeah, because exactly. So if you reach out to someone and you say, if I say your name, right? I say yo S, and then you say, who is this? If I said yo S and S ain't your name, you would have been like wrong number. You wouldn't be like, who is this?
Right.
Right, Jelani?
Yeah, no. They definitely knew what they were doing.
There it is. There. All right. So I had to get that out there, man.
You know.
Oh yeah, I was talking about planning for something for the pod. There we go. Verses, man. Who we want in the verses?
I had some time to think about it.
Quavo versus Offset.
Oh.
I don't know if they got enough solo songs that like
or would
really
it be like who sung the hook on the song? Because you could do that, like because if you say Takeoff, right? Knockout Fight Night would be a Takeoff song because he did the hook. So would you do it like that?
I was thinking more of just like not more individual, like in the sense because whether they have their solo songs or songs that they did with like features or with other people, I think they both got enough for at least a solid.
Okay. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You know them, Jelani, like off top, like you got to think like I'll just give you a preview. Like Offset did the joint with the whole album with Metro Boomin.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So,
Quavo had the solo album. I just don't know if they have enough. Like,
no, Quavo had. You can go Quavo features.
Oh, you can go features too. Oh, okay. Then yeah. Okay. I would probably give it to Quavo, but if we're doing features then yeah, I'd have to give it to Quavo. But that would be it. Probably Offset. He probably got a good 10 if we include stuff he did with Cardi and like other features.
Bad and Bougie counts for Offset because that was originally his song.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's their biggest song. So
Offset got some stuff for sure. But
Quavo, for artists, so if we was to do a versus, I'd probably pick like 2 blog era rappers. Like y'all already did Wale, Big Sean, but like maybe
why weren't you on that?
I don't remember when did y'all do this?
This was when we first did the pod. Remember when we was doing the pod back then?
Yeah.
2020 or whatever.
Yeah.
This was back then.
I don't know why wasn't
I literally just thought about that now. I was like, why wasn't?
Yeah, because even when y'all was talking about, I was like, I don't think I was there when y'all did.
You wasn't there for that one or the other one. We did Frank Ocean and Childish Gambino.
I don't know why. I think maybe that was something that you just did for your channel. That didn't have anything to do with the podcast.
Or we might have did that before we even had a 1 a.m.
That might be possible. Yeah, because I don't even remember us talking about it. It might have just
been but Ephraim and them were on the Big Sean one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Bruh. It's like 10 people on the Big Sean one, bruh. No. So you were for sure around at that point. Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah, I think you just couldn't make it, like, and then we were like, all right, we'll do that this because you couldn't make it that night.
Bro, it's like 10 people on that podcast. Yeah.
I wasn't on none of the Versus episodes.
Tyler Creator. And then the Versus, I ain't gonna lie, like the Versus was a great idea, bro.
Yo, Rashad, you growing dreads?
Yeah, man. Nah, I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie. But I think
so who we had? We had Mike, David, Ephraim. Bro, we had 5 people on this pod.
Yeah.
This is peak COVID right here. This is when Zoom was popping. Niggas were just getting on Zoom to do anything. You can't get nobody to get on Zoom. Right? Yo, bro, do you want to sit on Zoom with me and do this versus? But bro, what? Like, no. That was 2020, 2021.
But this fire though. Hold on, what year was it? No, this is 2022, but it's January though.
I don't know why I wasn't there. So that's a great question. Yeah. I think, I don't know. Because it says on the end podcast too.
We really did a versus. Nah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I forgot. I ain't seen this in so long. I didn't even know we did all this, bro. We low key was doing a lot with that. But shots out, bro.
No, facts. Bruh, that's funny. Bro, I forgot David was even on that. I remember Mike and Ephraim, but then seeing him drop out early, I was like, okay, that's why I forgot.
Oh snap, that's funny, bro.
Come on, I might take a trip earlier in the day for
Oh
you.
no. See, I ain't gonna lie, that's peak, bro. That's good content, dog. That's good content, bro. Yeah, we need to bring that back for surely. But the thing is, you know, you got to think of a good artist to make it a good one.
Right.
So yeah, Quavo versus Offset, I think that would be good. And then I think we should do it like how we did last time, like just invite a bunch of people.
Yeah, no, that would be good. That would be fun.
Jelani, if you had to bring a woman on the podcast, who's a woman that you know, like within our circle that will do it?
That's within our circle. I mean, I respectfully shot my shot in Terika, and it went off the rim. This was like maybe like a year ago. So like, I don't think it would be awkward to have her on. I think we could still like, because it was still like a relatively respectful interaction. It wasn't like weird or nothing like that. So I think she'd be like a dope guest.
Okay.
Bro, when I saw her at the reunion, I don't know why. I was like, yo, aren't you pregnant or don't you have a kid? And she was like, what? And I was like, yo, for some reason, I swear somebody said you had a kid. She was like, what? No. I don't know why I thought that, bro.
That's a crazy opening statement.
Bro, like it wasn't opening, but it was pretty early in the convo.
She was like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Right, yeah.
I think between Jelani's sliding and then Mo's pregnant comment, I don't know about our chances of getting
Maybe we wrong.
No, I mean, hey, as I said, that was the beginning of that.
Yeah.
Then, you know, it was all vibing like afterwards.
I can hit her up. I'm still relatively connected to her. I'm in a group chat with her, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. It's not too like I don't really keep up. I keep up with
No, me neither. That was a special case there where something happened, you know, everything like that personally, and then we all kind of, it was a group of like 4 or 5 of us that reconnected.
Yeah, I keep up with y'all. Obviously, like we talk, and I follow a few people on Twitter and stuff like that. But like, there's only one. it's like one person we went to high school with that's like on my list as far as like one day when I get my money right, I'm definitely coming back to spin the block and just there's only one that I really want to shoot the shot at. But
I got a good idea, bro. I'm gonna say this live on the podcast too instead of waiting till after the show. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah,
I want to bring them up just as a guest podcast. Like not to come on a show full time. You think Haley would say yes?
No.
Coming on the pod?
probably not.
No, probably not. No, I doubt it.
She's very opinionated on Twitter. Like she's a whole thing.
We gotta get our numbers up first.
But I think her being on Twitter, like she's definitely had people offer her to come on their pods before.
I feel like she just had niggas shoot their shot. I don't know if she's
no. It's definitely been a dude that is like, yo, come on my pod. Because I think any Twitter woman who has like a type of following, because like she doesn't have a following just for her like her posts, her pictures and stuff, her media. Like her regular tweets and opinions be doing numbers. So those women, they definitely always get asked to come on podcasts and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like I might have a chance to pull that. Might have a chance, but some people they're just like, nah, I don't want to get canceled. Because it's a little more solidified when it's on camera and on audio as opposed to tweeting it.
I don't know. I feel like the further away we get from high school, like it's almost like the wilder people look at you when you contact them, because it's like within the first 5 years, it's like y'all haven't been out of high school that long. So it's
but
like,
she just liked my she liked one of my posts like last week when I was at the game. I was like,
okay, so you all right? So y'all got
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
yeah,
I think
it might work, but you gotta. It's going to have to be like after I'm supposed to get a haircut this weekend, so like it's going to have to be. Yeah, no.
Like you gotta know with women and stuff like that, especially like someone like her, she's not gonna say yes. Like I'll come the very next week. Like it's gonna be something like we're gonna set it up for like a whole month. This week, oh no, something came up. Oh, had to go grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? So it might take a little while, but I don't know. I think that would be great just for like the history, the awkward history I had with her in high school, and then plus like her current kind of status on social media, and then her takes. I think it'll be a good episode.
I feel like even women we didn't go to school with though. I feel like if we, I don't know. I feel like we could find like. I mean, we could do her too, but I'm saying like in general, I feel like if we got like a homegirl we think is funny or somebody like that, I feel like eventually we can have them on.
I mean, anyone you think is a good guest, because I was just talking to Mo about guests last week. I said, bro, yes, we can do guests. Like, I feel like we've definitely done enough episodes, just the crew. We can definitely do it. Like, it should be time for guests. If y'all give me a name, I'll reach out. Because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I could get people. For sure. So it's like, y'all let me know who y'all want, and I'll work towards it. And I could get them because you know, I'm definitely always thinking about people and stuff like that for my channel and everything. Like I said, I got mine coming on tomorrow night. But like, I would love to, you know what I'm saying, just who y'all will want. And then like, you know, who y'all think will fit into the conversation and stuff like that. For a guest, just guest episodes first. And then like, if y'all have it, if there's any chemistry or someone who's like really down to always talk, then, you know, then we could bring on a permanent guest, but yeah. Or a permanent co-host, but yeah.
Yeah, if I think of somebody for sure, I definitely hit you up.
You think Lauren will come on, Mo?
Lauren
LaRosa.
Maybe.
She got a man now, so it might be a little more trickier.
True.
Because like a relationship takes a lot of time, and then like you know, Breakfast Club in itself is a lot of time.
Right. And
so
she
now
got her own pod.
Huh?
She got her own pod, I believe, too.
She still do Brown Girl Grinding?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, that might be raps. We'll see who we can get. Dang, who I want to kind of come up with at least one person that we all agree with before I end the pod.
It's hard to say because like I don't. It's kind of hard to say. Like as far as who did you have somebody else in mind? Or?
Nah. I mean,
yeah,
but like,
I can't really think of
anybody,
like really. I'm super like.
What would you want? Violet Myers on the pod?
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean that could be if we can make that happen. Then yeah, for sure. But then I feel like with people like that, it's like they're gonna be asking like, what's the analytics and how many subscribers do we have and things like that.
Violet pretty cool people. I mean, according to like some of the other interviews she's done, she seemed like cool. But it is probably gonna be something like where we're waiting 6 months for her to finally show up.
Yeah.
I had a show at my old job, a sports show, and I reached out to OJ Simpson before he was on It Is What It Is. And he responded. And we were supposed to set it up. I emailed them and they never responded after that. And then he did It Is What It Is. He did that for a year and then he died.
Well,
Dang.
folks. There you have it.
but is there anyone like in the like, oh snap, like what the heck, like someone you always wanted to talk to or someone who's popping right now? Not like Mona. I think Mona's off limits because like she's just so busy with like being hot with just coming on the Joe Budden podcast. I think that's kind of like unreachable right now. But someone like who is relatively available, but someone you will always like to talk to.
I would have to think of somebody like more realistic, like maybe like a rapper from my childhood. That's not. I'm thinking like a random one, like Paul Wall or somebody like that. Like I feel like we could get certain rappers who are not as popping as they used to be. Somebody like that.
Paul Wall is a friend of the channel. Shout out to Paul Wall.
See, there you go. Somebody like that, like rappers who are not. Somebody from that era, like 2000s, early 2010s, that might.
But there's not many women rappers from back then.
Oh, you meant like a woman? I just meant like in general. Like as far as women, I don't know. Like I'm not. I would have to think about that. That's a as far as like who realistically I could get. Like
I mean, because you do know ball. Like, but think about it. Like there are no limits. Like except for Beyonce and Rihanna, that's it. And Oprah, Michelle Obama.
It's a lot more than that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a
who
that's tough to get as far as interviews.
Who? Name a name. Jelani, you got bro, Jelani, like you got to think, bro, about my. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know you well connected. I'm not saying that you're not connected. I'm saying, but like
I interviewed Jay-Z's mom, bro, and Beyonce's dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like we can get anybody, bro. That's not Rihanna, Beyonce, or Michelle Obama or Oprah. We can get anybody, bro.
Maybe like Free from 106 in Park or something like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, maybe.
You're on mute. You still on mute.
So I will say, I think we should do guests at the start of the year. And I think we need to focus these last 2 months on like getting just a little more notoriety for the channel. Because I think that will, like, we could at least get like to 100 subscribers, you know?
Yeah.
It's like right now we got 5 subscribers. You know, just to keep it up. So
but it ain't about that, because if I position it as something through me, they're gonna come.
Yeah, and I feel that. I think just like I think we got a solid group, but I think we need to really figure out like what is, I guess like with clips and just like all that stuff, we got to figure out how we're gonna be able to like expand this, because I think that could be a good moment, but at the same time, like
you don't want it to just like end there at that episode.
Exactly, you know. So I want us to be able to have like good follow-up, like momentum to where we can capitalize on bringing these people, you know.
Type. We probably need to do. We don't have one short uploaded on that channel.
True. Yeah, so we definitely gotta get the short.
Yeah, we gotta have like a meeting maybe off the pod, like just talking about like going forward as far as like Mo said, like how we want to do the clips and like just everything, setting up a Facebook account, like Instagram account, things like that. So
that's who we need on the pod, bro.
Ozzy.
Who?
Ozzy. You said Ozzy? Oh, you said Ozzy. Oh yeah. Yeah, y'all was telling me popping. I didn't know. Not to get sidetracked. I didn't know Peter was popping like that on TikTok.
Pleasure.
I said no, Peter.
Oh, Peter who?
The Getty.
Is that his like his cooking account on there? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
He came across my TikTok feed. I was like, bro, is that Peter?
The
like
TikTok influencer? No, that's why I'm laughing, because that's random. Like, what the heck?
I guess he been grinding on there for a minute. Like he does a lot of content with like cooking and stuff. And yeah, so he now he pretty much does like cooking full time now. Like he does like caterings and stuff, and yeah, like the like he's very like instructional and like informational on a lot of his stuff too.
Like he came across my TikTok feed. I don't follow nobody from Marietta or nothing like that.
We definitely gotta have a meeting for sure.
It's like
I'm finding out about that, and then I'm like, bro, what? That's a gold mine, like right in our backyard. We ain't even gotta reach out to Dansby. We ain't even gotta reach out to Dane. Who else? Lauren Simmons. Lauren Simmons is a good one. But I don't know if she'll come on our. We a little too unserious. But I mean, she might be open to unserious. It's something different. She always do serious stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but I agree with Moto as far as like it's definitely something that we should do in the future, but we gotta continue to grow as well. Like
I got you. We'll talk after we end and stuff like that. And shouts out to the person that was in here in the middle. It was funny. It's like one person watching right now, and I was just like, they gotta be looking like.
Is there somebody watching right now?
It was like literally 5 seconds ago. It was someone else.
That's hilarious.
And someone's in here right now.
Shout out to the one random person that's in here right now. I don't know how you ended up on here.
To the one person watching, man.
Hey, we salute you.
Hey, when we get the Facebook popping and the shorts going and the followers are, you know what I'm saying, and the guests are coming at a good rhythm and stuff like that. Remember, you were here live, not even the replay. You didn't want to listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcast. You was listening live when we brought it up. So shout out to you.
Oh, man.
Fellas, with that, let's get out of here. It's been 3.5 hours. Everybody go around. Let the people know where they can find you.
Find me on Twitter _Jelani, 2 underscores at the end. Salute.
You find me on Instagram at RBMO ___. Find me on TikTok at RubberBandMo. And you find me on X at MoNose _
I gotta start doing it in unison with y'all when y'all do it.
We talked about that last episode, and I was like, I can't say it live on there. That ruins the surprise. And I was like, eventually, Jelani will just catch on. It'll be an unspoken thing.
Yes, I know the routine now.
So, yes, sir. Now, for the one person watching and listening, now you even saw the inside joke, the planning of. See, this is why you listen live, because you can get the real. Come on, man. You're in on it with us. You're darn near a stakeholder. But don't be thinking when we making money, oh, I got 10%. No, you don't. But salute to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good week. We will see you next week again on the 1 a.m. podcast. We got 2 people in here now. All right, peace. And if you're here for my streams and stuff like that, I'll be back in maybe like 15 minutes or so. I got about 2 hours worth of stuff, but I'm not going to do like a 3-hour stream, bro, at 1 a.m. I'm not doing that. But I'll probably do like at least an hour or so, half hour. So if you're in here for that, I'll be back live in probably like 15, 20, 30 minutes. Chicks on your APs, looking like Weezy.